Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Evening.
We thought we'd not done a show for a couple of weeks, so we thought, sod it, let's do another one.
Yeah.
We thought we'd inflict pain on everybody.
Yep.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
We're good at doing that.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Bill,
How's it going, Bill?
And
Let's
that's
go
why
into
you
that.
feel so welcome here, dude, because you're just like us, you're grumpy old gits.
Yep.
Hey, if we're old, what does that make him?
Fucking ancient. Block, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Block. Brother Tyler.
Tyler and his handmade coils, how you doing, bud? Are you well?
Oh, I finally got to meet Mr. CC Coils.
Yeah, Ian.
Yeah.
Yep. What a builder, man. What a fucking builder.
Yeah, he is good.
Well, yeah.
Him and Coils by Scott. Lovely guys.
I've got a set of Ian's coils in there.
Yeah.
And he did me a good deal. So I got that set of coils, and he gave me another 4 set of coils for 20 quid.
Jeez, that's all right, man. £5 a set.
Yeah.
You're not going to find prices like that.
No.
Very many places.
4 sets of aliens at the pair. They're coming out at 0.1. A nice sensible build.
Yep.
Nice build.
0.1 to 0.15. That's the sweet spot for a lot of flavours at high wattage.
Oh.
I'm vaping on that pixie juice that's made by the Alchemist's cupboard.
Mm.
Holy shit, man! This stuff is gorgeous.
That's what I've got in that Asmodeus, that pixie juice that I got.
It's not even sweetened, Matt. They don't put any extra sweeteners in it. It's just naturally fruity, juicy, fruity.
I've heard good things about them.
Yeah.
Really good things.
Oh, I'm not a plum fan, but I'm vaping on a blackcurrant and pear. Tried a plum one. I think it was black cherries and pear. Black cherries and plum, sorry, and even it was gorgeous.
The only other... hold on a minute. Have we turned this into a vaping rather than musical?
No, it's just because obviously I was at the Vape Expo there, so...
I'm just winding you up, mate.
I was at the Vape Expo over the weekend and had an absolute fucking ball. I finally met Lisa and me and Nick and Jenny and all the other crew. And
Gene does have a pair of legs.
Yes, I do have legs. Can confirm. I do actually have legs and a face.
But yeah, I've got that pixie juice in there, and I decided to go for something a bit different to what I don't normally have. I've got the Fuji apple and raspberry.
That's what I'm... wait a minute. No, not the Fuji apple. I've got the pink apple and blackberries in my other one here, and it is gorgeous. But the Fuji apple was really nice.
You're all wrong. You'll all end up with popcorn long.
Yeah. I also met the small Scotsman. who actually done really fucking well the whole weekend. Didn't use the scooter, didn't use a stick the whole fucking weekend.
Yeah, I did notice that.
He done well, but you could see him later on at night. He was walking like a baby, taking baby steps.
Had he been at the bar?
He wasn't drinking a lot, which was weird. He wasn't drinking a lot. Other people were drinking a lot, but no, he wasn't.
There were plenty of others that were propping bar up.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a particularly big drinker anyway, though, Vic, is he really?
Yeah.
No, he couldn't because he was...
It's only about that big.
Aye. He's like me. He's on that many medications that he can't drink a lot. You know, if I can't, I just don't drink at all. I had like 1 can of beer the whole weekend. Sorry, 1 pint and a can of beer the whole weekend.
He pushed
I
away.
know.
That's something else that I ended up with when I got them coils off CC. He decided to get the Kraken out, so we all had to have a short Kraken while we stood waiting for him to build.
Oh, yes, I tell a lie. Thursday night when we first got there, Eat My BB. He had 3 hip flasks full of fucking various alcohols. They were all full of different sours. So he poured a shot of apple sours for everybody. It wasn't actually too bad compared to a lot of places, Tyler, for price-wise for the drink. I'll say that for them. The Premier Inn isn't all that dear. It's dear enough, like.
I'm going to say, when I was getting them coils done, the guy that was sat at back of CC, I don't know who it was, I don't know his name. He said apparently he went to bar for a couple of pints, 14 quid for 2 pints.
Oh, yeah, in the expo, it was ridiculous. It was shocking prices. Now, wait to hear this one, right? 2 pints, 14 quid. If you get two pints, because they were doing 2 pint glasses, if you got 2 of the 2 pint glasses, 18 quid. How'd that work out? So they were encouraging people to get smashed.
Yep.
So, yeah, practically everybody was going for the big 2 pinters. And yeah, it was awesome, Lisa. I wish you could have stuck about a bit longer, but I know.
Yeah, we could have done, we would have done.
I know. Yes, it is. That's how it is, Lisa. That's how I used to drink it. It's for my pint. It's for my pint glass.
What's the point in doing it in small measures?
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, the Premier Inn, it was like, I think it was about £5 or something a pint. Not all that bad, really.
It's not much different to a pub in the high street.
Nah.
Yeah, I would say you're talking 4 or 5 quid.
Yeah, I mean, I got a Peroni 0% for myself on the Sunday night, and it was only like, it was a bottle, but it was like about $4.50 or something.
Yeah, that's about sort of average prices these days.
Yeah, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like, I will say this: the breakfasts in there.
Yeah, I got to admit the breakfast were nice when we stopped over a couple of years back.
The English certainly know how to make a good sausage.
No wrong with eating English sausage.
No, I thought Scottish sausage was good, but the English sausages are far better.
Oh.
All I read of Bill's messages, Lisa, straw, and big jug.
Hey!
Well, I've none of that talking here, Bill.
That sounds like a good evening.
Very true, Tyler, very true. So long as you stick your pinky out, you're fancy. Not an alky. Yep. Yeah, it was so good just getting to meet people. I mean, I know practically everybody that was there. I know them all, but I've never actually met them face to face.
This is it. I mean, most of the time, that's all we really go down for these days is just for the social aspect.
Yeah, I mean, everybody kept saying, because I had the Shy Tots, I had the exhibitors pass.
Yeah.
Jane just gave us it. I was just going to get the punters one.
Yeah.
But for some reason my pass, I paid for it. I paid the early birds price, the $7.50.
Yeah.
And for some reason it disappeared. But Jane was sorting us out apparently with an exhibitor's pass anyway. But yeah, I just got. No, I've forgotten what I was saying. Fuck it. Go ahead. Lost my train of thought there.
Oh, nice one. Let us know how you get on with it.
Oh, nice. That was it. Yes, I've known practically everybody that was there for years. I've never actually met them face to face, so it was nice to actually get to meet everybody.
I've played a couple of Ali Benton. Well, I've got Ali Benton bass, and I've had that few. a few years now.
I've got
an Harley Benton semi-acoustic, and I got my lad an Harley Benton Les Paul shape.
nice.
The
How's it going, Jay?
Jay, how you doing, buddy? All right, you well? Yeah. That Les Paul one, it's more like the ESP style Les Paul, and it's fucking awesome.
Listen, Harley Benton I know they can be hit and miss, but when you get a good one, you've really got a good one.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I've got a Harley Benton bass there, but it's one of their very early models.
Yeah,
so it is really, a couple of the strings are really muted sounding, even when you stick new strings on them.
Well, if you do get out from Tolman, use my affiliate link. I'll get a little kickback.
Nice.
Yeah, that Les Paul. When I ordered it, obviously, it comes direct from Tolman. So I took it out, check everything out, make sure it were spot on, no damage, and it was spot on. Tuned it up, one string out of tune.
Jeez. I remember the B by any chance?
No, the G.
Oh, weird. Usually it's a B with me.
Just G string, that was it. Like, everything else was in tune. All right, what the fuck?
Not bad. No, I remember Glenn, out of all the guitars he's got, his favourite is still that Harley Benton SG copy.
Yeah.
The sky blue one. He still insists that's his favourite guitar, Harley Benton. But I mean, I remember him when he got it, he took it out of the box and it was in tune. The whole thing was in tune, and it had come from Europe all the way to fucking Canada and passed through customs.
Yeah.
I'm always out of tune. There you go.
Oh, definitely. Hey, a bit more choke and that would have started. But no, I would say I'm thinking, yeah, this has come all the way from Germany. It's been sat in customs for a day or so.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be well out of from now.
I know.
Extremely like cool.
Yep. They're doing some really good stuff, man.
Well, like I say, I've had a few bits. Harley Benton, like I said, that bass I've got is Harley Benton. One of my cabs is a Harley Benton, and the power amp attenuated. Amp attenuator, that's Harley Benton. Not a problem with any of them, and I've had them all. Well, the bass I've had for about 3 or 4 years. The cab I've had for 6 years, and that attenuator I've had for about 3 years.
Yep.
Never had any problems with any of them.
Aye.
If I see a decent speaker at the show on Sunday, I might get that out and swap that V30 in that Harley Benton cab. Only because that's an easier fucking cab to get into to fucking swap the speaker.
What are you thinking? I'm going for?
I'll see what's about.
Because I've heard the what you call it, the Mojo Tone or whatever it is, it might be really good.
Yeah.
What's the other one? G12, is it?
Yeah, there's the G12s.
Yeah, G12s are meant to be really good if you like a kind of stoner rock sound. They're meant to be really nice, actually, for blending.
Yeah. So I know a lot use greenbacks as well.
Well, greenbacks have always been like the go-to, along with the B30s.
Yeah,
they've all
as well.
Yeah, they're the go-tos. But I mean, I know that Glenn got the G12s and used it for blending. He says they're fucking gorgeous sounding. Really, really nice low end.
be all like a nice low end.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. I can't complain any element stuff I've had. Like I say, some of the earlier stuff were a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
And I know that semi-acoustic that my dad got, I think he got that at one of the guitar shows, or he might have got it from local second-hand shop. And he says it's as good as the Ibanez semi-acoustic he's got.
Yep. There you go. Find a G12.
Well, I'll see what's about on Sunday. And you guys will see it, because we'll be vlogging from there.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. Find the right G12. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with it like. Yeah, there was somebody selling speakers last year. It weren't a well-known make, but they were selling them at a good price.
Right.
But I thought, right, I'll go back and get one of them. Fucking went back and they told them bastards.
Yeah.
So if I see him this year, I'll just say, right, I'll have them. I'll pick them up on my way out.
Yeah. Well, I did hear on a little birdie's, namely Glenn Fricker, heard on his show, that he may, as in Spectre Sound Studios or Spectre Digital, might be getting in on the speaker business quite soon.
Oh, that'd be cool.
After all his talk about, speaker frequencies and all that, it would be good. It's a sensible thing to do for him, if he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, his channel's that sort of size where he can start speaking to these firms.
Well, apparently he already has been speaking to someone.
Yeah.
I think it's just literally just been an idea at the moment. But he is seriously considering it now, from what he was saying. So that would be good.
No, I would have liked the cock blocker, but I weren't fucking paying nearly 200 quid for a fucking noise gate.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's what it worked. About 180, 200 quid, I think it worked out. So I'm like, no, not for a fucking noise gate. I don't care how good it is.
Yeah. I mean, I know the Precision Drive was expensive when it first came out. It was like, 280 when it first came out, 280 to 300 when it first came out, which was expensive for the time.
Yeah.
But what people didn't realise is you were getting a fucking top class fucking noise gate and a top class fucking overdrive in the same pedal.
Well,
they're MXR Horizon devices. That's basically MXR. So you were getting an MXR noise gate and an MXR overdrive built into the same pedal.
Well, I don't have the Rising device one. I have got the Demon Effects one.
Yep. And I guarantee you, it's the same fucking electronics anyway.
Fucking awesome, that pedal. Love it.
Yep. Precision Drive is gorgeous as well, man. Absolutely gorgeous. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my ex got me the Precision Drive, and one thing I will say as well, when they first came out, Misha Mansour, he was signing every one of those individually. Personally signing them. It wasn't like a printed fucking card you were getting or a printed letter. It was a fucking handwritten fucking letter you were getting with it. Because I get one of the first fucking runs. But I don't have it anymore.
That's a shame. Because it is a fucking pedal.
No, well, I sold the pedal to my mate, but the paperwork got left over the road.
But yeah, that Demon Effects one. For the money they are.
Yeah.
How much did I pay for that? 35 quid, I think I paid for that.
See, this is the thing. You don't need to spend any kind of amount of money.
Yeah.
See, so long as it does what it's supposed to.
You know, if you went and bought the bits to actually make that,
Yeah.
it would be probably 10 quid cheaper.
Probably, yeah.
Make it yourself.
Yeah, so that they're not making a hell of a lot off of those.
No. Well, I've had a few Demon Effects pedals, and everyone I've tried so far has been good.
Yeah. Do you remember Nick Fenton, Matt? He was on the build team with me on the Resistance crew.
Yeah,
Brummy guy. Yep. He actually makes pedals now. Doesn't sell them, he just makes them for himself. But he's been making pedals, amp heads, a lot. Does all his own stuff. Even winds his own pickups and everything now.
If I remember, Nick used to live not far from me.
Yeah, I don't think he's that far from Jane either.
He lived in Grantham.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Because he was he was a proper old school punker. Nick.
Still is. I still hear from him every now and then.
Nice guy as well. Really.
He is. He comes off as very abrasive, but it's just he just doesn't like time wasters or assholes. So if he thinks you are one, he can be. He's one of these guys when you first talk to him and face to face, you think he's a bit of a bastard, but he's not. Shrek.
Once you
might well
talking to him,
he is. You always know where you stand with Nick. You do.
You kick back, put your feet up, and enjoy old Geets fucking moaning on for a little while.
Yep. How's it going, D-Dub? Yeah, I met that big bastard Shrek at the weekend as well.
Well, right on
lovely guy.
And a bastard.
Yep. He's a good bloke. Him and Chris together, man. Fucking hell.
Hey, up Shrek, buddy. Hope you are doing well, mate.
We noticed him running around on his scooter.
It's hard to miss him, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get him and Chris together. Chris from the Rituals. You get him and Chris together, and Jesus Christ, what a double team, man! Oh, listen, I just love Chris's humour, man. It is brutal, and it is my kind of humour.
There's nothing wrong with that kind of
humour. He had me sore laughing, man. I was, Jesus Christ, man.
That's all I've seen. You're not saying about humour. It's all I've seen this week on Facebook is all the dickheads moaning. Oh, you can't say that about somebody who's Scottish. You can't say that about somebody who's Irish. You can't say that about somebody who's from Yorkshire or from England. And you can't.
You don't like it?
Fuck
off.
Exactly.
You don't have to listen. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like what we used to say back in the day. If you don't like it, change the fucking channel.
Yeah. That's it.
There's a little red X at the top corner. If you don't like it, click it.
Yeah.
But no.
Done.
Chris just had me fits of giggles, man, the whole fucking weekend. The boy is a fucking proper deviant, but in the best way possible.
Oh, we'd have got on well with him then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely would have. I wish he'd have got to meet him properly and sit and talk to him, because he's just...
Be honest, Shrek's not exactly innocent, is he?
No, that's what I'm saying. You get the two of them together, they're fucking diamonds, man, but they're a brutal double team.
I hate to say it, but if you're going to do the news bit this week on Enter Any Music News, there is no fuck all.
Yeah,
no, there isn't.
No, I had a look earlier, and there's like fucking all.
The
No,
only
it's not.
bit that made me laugh is Metallica's producer has said he rates Metallica along with importance in music as Johnny Cash. I was like,
Nah.
you wrote Metallica? No. I think you I think you need to go and take yourself and get evaluated there, mate.
Yeah, you give yourself a slap with a wet fish.
Oh, listen, Shrek, I absolutely do understand why it's called Deviant now, if that's your juice, because that is aptly named.
That only other bit of news I've seen it last couple of days. Five Finger Death Punch are releasing an album.
Yeah. Hang on. Cue the Monty Python. And there was much rejoicing.
Yeah. And now for something completely different.
Yeah. So, no, there isn't a hell of a lot music-wise happening.
No. Oh.
I mean, everyone's been raving about this new Knocked Loose album, but I listened to a bit of it on Nick Nocturnal's channel.
Yeah.
And it just sounds like everything else that's coming out, man. I'm sorry. It sounds like everything else. I want something different.
Well, this is it.
I want Igor to actually fucking get their finger out and release a new album now that they've got a full band.
New Phil Campbell album and the Bastard Sons is absolutely fucking epic.
Right.
There was like 4 tracks in a row on that album that were all epic.
Right.
So I actually listened to 4 tracks and I was like, yep, love that. Yep, love that. Yep, love that. It's very rare you get that on an album now.
Aye. There were 2 bands that Chris at the Expo actually introduced me to that really intrigued me. One of them was a band called Zeal and Ardor. They're now, on paper, this sounds like the strangest fucking mishmash of music you've ever fucking heard. It's 16th, I think you said, 16th century traditional folk.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling us.
Mixed with metal from the point of view of African slaves revolting against their masters through Satan. On paper, that sounds weird and like it shouldn't work, and you hear it and you're like, wow, that really does work.
I actually want to listen to that now.
Yeah, Zeal and hang on, I'll type it in chat here for anybody else that wants to check it out.
It's one of those that's just so screwed.
Yep. There's another band called Skinned, I think he said they were called. They've got a really almost Gojira-esque sound musically, but vocally it's even more brutal.
Ooh,
cool.
It did sound really nice, man, but Zeal and Ardor, I'm going to definitely check out more of their stuff.
I have a complaint this week about Mr. Armitage.
Oh.
I've done nothing the whole week this week, but listened to 2 artists. Phil Campbell being one, and the other being Exhumed. All fucking week.
Yeah.
You dickhead.
All I said to you was, I've been on a bit of a fucking Exhumed binge last week.
That's it. All week, Exhumed.
That's all somebody needs to tell you, and then you're like, your brain, you go into curiosity mode and you go, why? Okay, I'll give it a try then.
I went full squirrel. It was like...
I went on that of a binge of Exhumed with a bit of Carcass thrown in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I started jotting some lyrics down.
It's just...
that one I was telling you about all the day, G.
Yep, that's right.
I forgot how good Exhumed were and the comical side of it. It was...
Oh, we were talking about Massacre at the weekend because somebody was going on about like serial killer bands, and I was like, Nobody will ever beat Massacre for serial killer songs because they were just comical.
Dead again.
You know, you had Mr. Albert Fish. Mr. Albert Fish was children your favourite dish. Ed Gein. Oh man, yeah, they were just fucking hilarious.
Oh. So yeah, but went on a bit of an Exhume binge last week.
Yeah.
No apologies. No fucks given.
There isn't much good music coming out, let's be honest.
No.
There's nothing really catching my ear just now. Oh, there is news. There is news. It is news that we kind of already knew, but it has been confirmed. Slipknot are going into the studio with Eloy Casagrande.
Cool.
So they are going to go in and produce some new music with him. I think he's given them the boost that they needed.
Yep.
I hope they go back to the way Slipknot used to.
Yeah.
It looks like they are, because I mean they've went right back to the old boiler suits.
Yeah.
And although it's new masks, they're kind of reminiscent of the old ones.
Yeah, because they're doing like anniversary shows of the first couple of albums.
Yeah.
It's like on Iowa.
Is it 25th anniversary or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, because Slipknot come out in 99, yeah, so it will be 25th.
Yep.
If they're still thinking, Slipknot, they're still a new band.
So, I mean, some of the songs they're playing live now are songs that they couldn't play live because they were just too much of a ball ache for a drummer to perform live. But now they've got a drummer that's capable of doing them. So I dare say they'll play all those older songs live and start enjoying that shit again, and hopefully they will go back and find the old sound again.
He is one hell of a drummer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Block, listen. We went to an Indian on Saturday night. We went for an Indian dinner on Saturday night. If Shrek's still here, he will confirm this, right? Yep, there he is. Yeah. I'm going to tell you that story, bastard. But we'd all been hearing about how Shrek can clear not a room, can clear a car park. Okay, right. No, Chris can clear a car park. Now, when you see Chris, there's nothing to him. He's kind of tall, but he's got the body of a vegan.
He's about as far through as a wet shape.
Yeah. Now, he has... How's it going, Death to Fire? Now, Chris has an intolerance of potatoes. So what does he do for his dinner on the Friday night? Has steak and chips. And then says, he comes over and he goes, "Oh, I shouldn't have had the potatoes. I'm intolerant against them." And I'm like, "Why did you eat them then?" They looked nice. They looked nice on the menu. So that was fine. He was in agony. And like farting like a trooper on the Friday night. Saturday night he goes for a Rogan Josh, which is like a potato-based curry. So on the Saturday night we were all standing in front of the Premier Inn, and it's a car park. He lets one go and everybody cleared for about fucking 50 feet around about him. Everybody disappeared. They were, to use an English term, everybody was gipping. And then on Saturday, he was all proud of himself because he went to the toilets in the expo in the NEC. And he said there were two Chinese businessmen in the toilet and he could hear them on their phones. And they're blah, 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 blah. And then there's Chris in the toilet. And you could hear them on their phones, and and they're like, "I'm sorry, they started getting. He says he was sitting there on the toilet, all proud of himself.
Oh, that makes me so glad that that I didn't go to fucking toilets there on Saturday.
Oh, he was fucking awful, man.
He does know chemical warfare is banned under the Geneva Convention.
I don't think he gave a fuck, to tell you the truth.
Well, part of it.
But yeah, he's that thin, as Shrek says. To get an X-ray, you just hold him up to the light. That's how thin he is.
Yep.
But and even I offended myself as well on Saturday night. To make matters worse, though, I've got the CPAP machine, which doesn't normally have any smells coming through it because it's got the filter in it. So I went to bed, I'm like, okay, wee Dutch oven there, that'll keep me warm. Then next thing I get the concentrated fart through the fucking CPAP mask. Oh, it was awful, man.
But yeah, bit of sad news in the Wizard household. We've lost our spider today, Eros. Bless him. He was an old man.
Oh, I keep forgetting that's Darth. Death to Fire. How's it going, Darth?
Yeah, that's Darth. Young Craig.
Oh, it was a shame, though, little Eros. I have a spider phobia, but even I will say those things are super cute.
Oh, yeah, they are really cute.
They are. Yep. I mean, Lisa was showing us photos on Saturday, and I couldn't even do that before look at pictures of them. They are really cute.
Oh, freaky. Oh, she was. You crackers. Mind you, there's been crackers in this household. Although she's a good judge of character. Every time Amber Turd appeared on screen, she was like,
yeah. Oh.
And every time Johnny Depp appeared on screen, she were all googly eyed.
Hey, you leave there is actually an Irish Navy.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know as there's a navy. It's more like a couple of blokes in a wooden rowing boat. Really.
Yeah.
There is also a town in Ireland called Muff.
Potatoes across Irish Sea.
There certainly is.
Yep. There's a town in Ireland called Muff, and they do actually have a diving association.
Yep. So you can join the Muck Divers Association.
Yep. And they know that it's funny, and they've got like they've got T-shirts printed now, and it says Muff Diving, and then in little letters, Association. They just play on it now. So they've realised the meme is strong, so they've just went with it.
Well, why wouldn't you play with Muff Diving?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've not advertised this at the minute, but yeah, I have started a Patreon.
Yep,
$1.
I just joined.
Is this because the price of beer's gone up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because he saw Jane's. He saw Jane's like doing like beard products, so this is to pay for beard products from now on.
Well, she did buy me a bottle of beard oil, so.
Wow.
Do you know see all the liquids that she had out on display?
Yeah.
She gave me a bag full of them at the end of the day on Sunday.
Nice.
I have enough Shy Tots e-liquid now, and I'm not even joking. I have enough now to last me over a year.
Oops. Well, that's what you want with fucking. That's what you want. If this supposed ban comes in. Cheers, Paul. Much appreciated.
Don't get Bill started on the proposed ban for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no,
God.
it's
Yeah, I saw that, Shrek. He was looking well nervous. Don't blame him. I would have been. I would have been nervous with one of you sitting next to me, but two, oof. Lethal combo.
yeah, I've got plenty of juice at the minute. Not quite a year's worth, but yeah, I have got plenty of juice. I'm stocking up on Nick shots at the minute.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
I'm currently running a bit short. I only have about 4 litres of custard.
4 litres?
Yeah.
And it's nearly done?
I've actually used my brain. Shut up, Lee.
Whoa, you steady.
I actually used my brain. I've staged it so it comes to its best about one every 3 months.
Oh, right.
So I've got a constant supply.
Ah, well.
That reminds me, I'm going to mix some more up. I've still got some of the last batches of Les Pickens juice cabin stuff before they sold it out to drip packs. I've got some Black Star.
I wish I'd had the chance to try some of his
oh, mate.
amber tobacco flavours. Yeah.
Les's.
That's a coffee flavoured one. Look how fucking dark that's gone now.
Oh.
And there is still a coffee bean left in there.
Les's mixes, but from what I've heard since Dark Star took over,
Aye.
I can imagine.
I mean,
I've not tried any of their versions of it yet, but then again, like I said, I did get quite a few concentrates.
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to try some of his tobacco stuff because I've never ever gone with tobacco flavours. But I remember Vic talking about his amber leaf style, and he said that was dynamite.
Yeah, I've got the Burley tobacco, which is actually a quite sweet tobacco because it's mixed in with caramel as well.
Oh,
yeah.
I have quite a nice recipe for a tobacco custard.
Right.
Ooh.
But it doesn't use cigarette tobacco.
Right.
It uses Cuban cigar.
Ooh.
It's quite nice, but it's expensive to make.
Right.
Yeah,
one of the ingredients is really fucking expensive.
And I have still got about half a bottle left of the last juice that Les ever made. That bourbon custard.
Oh.
I've still got about half a bottle, and I don't want to use it all, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That stuff was that's well up there.
Nah. There you go.
So, Jane does a bourbon custard, I think.
She does.
Is now.
Yeah. I'm going to say Darth, he likes his tobacco, doesn't he?
Mm.
Wind. How you doing, bud?
How's it going, Hawkwind? You would think, in honour of his memory, that they would keep the flavours exactly as they were.
Yeah.
They just bought it. I think I don't know the facts, but I would assume they probably bought it cheap.
Yep.
So they bought it cheap and thought, yeah, fuck it, we'll stick Les's name on it. This was Les Pickens. We can make some extra money out of it and do it cheaper. Well, nah.
Yeah.
And from what Shrek said, because I know Shrek knows quite a few people in the mixing side of things.
Yeah.
And he's saying the same. So,
well, in order to make something cheaper, you've got to cut back on something. So, you're manipulating the original recipe right away.
I mean, luckily, Les's shop weren't that far away from where we live. Same with Shrek. And every time we went up there, Les, he was just absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
He absolutely talked to anybody.
I never ever got the chance to talk to him myself.
Bottles of juices and being there for nearly 3 fucking hours.
Yeah, that was the issue with Les. If you got talking to Les, you're fucked.
Yeah, you
could for the rest of the day.
No, because I mean, I've never ever found a tobacco flavour that I ever liked, but I know his stuff was supposed to be absolute gold.
I think I've still got some of it left. He's nice. He's really nice. Why are you saying that? I mean, I've got a bit of a tobacco juice in there. That Bolgan one.
The plum tobacco?
No, vanilla tobacco.
Ah. I only tried the plum job, which was... It was nice. No, he does. He was selling it. It was the part of the Rebel brand.
I had some of that, the plum one, and that is nice. That was quite nice.
It was, and that's what I was saying. I don't like plum, but when I tried that, I was like, this is actually really fucking nice. And it has the throat hit.
Yeah.
Tobacco. It has that throat hit. But it was quite mellow. It wasn't overly strong.
Vanilla and tobacco, it's a nice mellow.
Yeah. It's not like over the top flavour.
That's what puts me off some of the tobaccos, because some of them are harsh.
Yeah.
Really harsh.
Yep. No, that plum one was really nice. It's a slight burn, which is just what you need. If you're looking for the throat hit from, that you're trying to get away from cigarettes, you need the throat hit. So it'd be really good for folk like that.
Oh, Shrek, if you'd have gone to the shop, you'd have never got out.
The thing was, he was one of those blokes who could talk about anything.
Absolutely talk anything and talk to anybody.
And it was interesting what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Aye. I wish I could go to the October one, Shrek, but I'm going to Marmaris with the family in October.
Oh, cool.
But I'm definitely going back in May, because I had a fucking ball. Even although, the one thing everybody was saying, everybody that I spoke to that had been to the expos, been going to the expos for years, were all saying should have been during the heyday pre-COVID. It was just far bigger, far better atmosphere. But for me, I'd never been to one. The atmosphere was fucking brilliant for me.
Yeah,
because I was getting to see everyone, hang out with everybody for the first time. So
I think if you're going to an expo, like I said the other day, if you're going to an expo now expecting to buy loads of cheap stuff and shit like that, forget it.
Yeah, forget it.
That was one thing. See, the majority of the booths, majority of them weren't selling.
No.
It was only really juices. Even some of the juices weren't selling. It was only some of them.
If you go in there,
there were a lot of manufacturers there that I'd never even fucking heard of before.
There was quite a few new ones.
Hung Fung. Well, what the fuck?
Yep.
That sounds like a fucking disease.
Yeah. Jesus. 75%'s booked already. No? Yeah, I'll tell it. Well, I mean, I don't know if they've decided to go ahead with me yet, because I think they're waiting to find out what's going to happen. But if it goes ahead, yep, I'll definitely be going. I know, Lisa. Even in the consumer days, they weren't selling.
No.
Because I went up to Vaporesso because I got the X-Ross Pro, Cross Pro, whatever you want to call it. Tried it out, and it was fucking lovely. Really nice draw, flavors fantastic. I says I want one of these, and this was on the business day. The guy says, "Oh, sorry, we're not selling today. We're not selling today." And I thought he meant, "Well, we're going to be selling tomorrow and Sunday."
Yeah.
I says, "All right, I'll come back tomorrow then." And then another guy came up and they went, "It's all right, there you go." Just handed me the Cross Pro or X-Ross Pro. And I was like, "All right, thanks very much." Says, "I'm still coming back tomorrow to buy one though." So I went back on the Saturday and I says to the guy, I says, "I was here yesterday, got to try one out, and you gave me one of these." I says, "But told you I was coming back to buy one." He says, "Oh, sorry, you misheard. We're not selling at all for the weekend." I was like, "Oh, right."
Yeah, well,
I really want to get one. And he says, "Right, tell you what." He says, "Do rock paper scissors. You beat me best three, 2 out of 3. You beat me, you get another one." And I was like, "Right, okay. Rock paper scissors, beat him. Rock paper scissors, beat him." There you go.
Well,
look at the bright side.
We're same in 2022 because I tried to buy the Valerian 3 kit.
Yeah.
The UL stand, and they said, "No, we're not selling." Like, why not? You've got like fucking 10 there.
Yeah.
Why aren't you selling the fuckers?
Aye. They bring a load to chuck out, throw it at people as well. But as Jenny said, I think the only reason those guys done that for me as well is because they probably saw the Shy Tots on my pass.
Yeah.
Exhibitor's pass, and they probably went, "Right, there you go." Because I didn't realise, but Jenny was saying, if anybody sees that Shy Tots on you, they're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
They all know her. I mean, that's the one thing that did shock me is how many folk were like Oliver Twist in the waifs around that stage, just all sitting there with their hands out.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, for fuck's sake.
There's
no shame.
No, there weren't as many around that main stage as what there were in 22.
Aye. I know. I saw that. I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers, Shrek.
Cheers, dude.
No, but I actually said that in Nick and Jenny, like, even though I hadn't been before, I still watch the videos. You know, like Vic's videos, Nick's videos, Jenny's videos.
Yeah.
And even I could tell that there was a hell of a lot of empty floor space.
Yeah.
But I mean, as I said, that was my first one, so it was all new to me, and it was still bloody good fun.
Exactly. I mean,
so I had a rare time.
When we went in 22, there was a lot then saying it was quiet on the. Did we go Saturday or Sunday? Anyway, whichever. And it was busier in 22 than what it was last Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Watch Dogs, Darth? If it was Watch Dogs you were watching me play, that's because I'm using keyboard. I don't use controller anymore.
It was far more fun in the days at Expo when the people on mobility scooters who couldn't walk suddenly launched into full stand-up mode, shortly followed by getting belted across the back of the head with a bottle of juice. It was great.
Yeah. It looks like we are as well blocked, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Keir Starmer Fairlift.
Yeah. Keir Starmer in his little red book.
God help us.
Oh, stinky.
You're not doing the block on us, are you?
Oh, no. I just got
That's what I mean, Shrek.
got my medication.
It makes everybody who is disabled or needs like a wheelchair or scooter or whatever, it makes everybody look like they're all faking it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, Shrek. Like, we were actually looking. She was actually disabled, but there was one woman that she had the wheelchair, but if you looked at the back of her wheelchair, there was about fucking 15 to 20 bags all hanging off the back of her chair. She was like ready for tipping backwards. She had that much.
That's where you want somebody just to keep adding bags. It'd be like Kerplunk.
Kerplunk, yeah, or Buckaroo. That monkfish, Shrek, holy shit, that was gorgeous, man. That was that I got to try monkfish for the very first time at that Indian restaurant, and it was beautiful, man. But yeah, the story about the waiter, right, the head waiter at this Indian restaurant, Simla in Marston Green, Birmingham. The staff were fucking fantastic, but the guy came over, right? I was the first one to actually get my main, put down in front of me. And it's like little, it's almost like little monkfish badgies, right? And there was about 9 of them. Really good size, about 9 of them on a bed of lightly spiced tomato sauce. So I goes to cut, the guy comes over, the head waiter goes to come over, and he'd been cracking jokes with us all night. He puts the plate down in front of me. And I was like, thanks very much, mate. And I cuts into the first bit of monkfish. And I went to I had the fork in front of my face, and he went, no, wait. Sorry, I'm really sorry, mate. I'm really sorry. There's been a mistake. That's not your plate. And I'm just kind of looking at him, and then I'm kind of looking around at everybody like, shit. And I'm kind of looking at him like, waiting on him telling me what to do, and he's like, and I say, so I've cut into it, and he went, oh, I'm going to have to take this away and bin it now. And he goes to bend down, and he went, nah, I'm just fucking with you, mate. I was like, you fucking bastard. He's like, I'm only just fucking with you, mate. Enjoy your meal. Fucking prick.
Oh, fucking hell, that's something I'd do with that.
Oh, the staff were fucking brilliant, but that head waiter is a legend. We were all standing outside having a vape, and he kept coming outside. Like he must have come out about 3 different times just to make sure that he had the order right. You know, really, really good at their job. Really good, really attentive. You know, making sure you were enjoying everything, and you know, if you needed anything else, the sauces. Oh man!
Calm down.
Oh. Best Indian I've ever had, man.
We don't want nothing premature on this show.
Yeah.
In reply to that, Darth, what do we think about it? Yeah. I know it's an adult show, but I can't really say on it.
Yeah.
But you have to think there's nothing actually final yet.
No.
So before you get too wound up about it, just wait and see.
Yeah, wait, because we're probably going to have a general election in November anyway.
Oh, election? I thought you said something else then.
So, if there is, then whatever has been put into place can easily be changed. And probably will if it goes to a Labour government.
I have no doubt once Labour are in, there will be changes to the PIP. PIP will probably go. It'll probably go back to some sort of disability scheme.
Yeah.
Where the Labour are going to get the money from, who knows? But I'm not going into politics thing because nobody agrees with each other on politics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though, Darth, and I agree. I think if it does come in, I think we are bordering on an uprising in this country. Not that sort of uprising, you.
Hey, easy tiger.
An uprising after the election.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Ben got fucking onion badges, and it was like Trump Towers. This fucking thing. Swear to God, it was like just a tower of onion badgie, and it was like fucking hell.
Onion
It was the Badgie Khalifa.
No jokes about flying the forks into it, for fuck's sake.
Oh, dude.
Oh, fuck off.
The trouble is none of us know actually what the politics what the fuck's going to happen yet.
Yeah. I mean, we're all shitting ourselves about like the possible changes to the vape regulations or possible banning, but I mean, nobody knows for sure.
Well,
it's just looking likely, but
that's different because, no, it is sure, because if you look up the paperwork that's already gone through,
right,
it's got one more thing to go through, and then it's through. It's basically so. It's just going to be a matter of less. The shit's already happening with the vape stuff.
Yeah, at least I know. Fuck it, what do you call him? Can't remember the guy's name, but one of the guys at UK Via actually made it into one of the closed sessions.
John Dunn.
That's the one.
Yeah, John's put. We get like on the other channel, we get like a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
the Parliament stuff, which I have read so much from the Parliament the past few days. Well, since January.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it is so boring.
Oh, I know, man, I know. But it looks, he was saying, John was saying that it looks as though that even one of the main guys that's been dead against it, it looks as though even he's kind of went, oh, right, it's okay. Maybe we kind of were a bit harsh and we're targeting the wrong people. So just need to wait and see, man.
Thank you, Bill. It's way too boring to talk about all of that.
Lords, Bill, I know that that's the way it goes, but there was no point in even adding that bit to the end of the sentence. Lords could change it. Lords aren't even fucking awake to change fuck all.
No worries there.
Lords are the status quo.
I've seen them.
No Mozzie bites at all, Shrek. I'm sorry. I am of that blood type, apparently, that Mozzies do not like. They were landing on me. I actually saw them land on me, but not one of them took a bite of me.
Well, you know what they say, don't they? They only go after bad mates.
They landed and went, "Oh, Scottish. Oh, don't like that."
Yep.
Yeah.
And saying that, somebody actually, you were definitely in the Mozzie shit list, Shrek. You were fucking public enemy number one, as far as Mozzies were concerned. I never actually thought of this, but it might have been something to do with the fact that I'm on medicinal. Might be something to do with that.
I bet you flew off.
Yep. Block, our voting system has been the same for hundreds of years and is never going to change. Never going to change. Because that's one word that British politicians don't like is change.
Yeah, the people have all thought about change. We would love to change it. But the only way you're going to change it is to get everybody together as one community, one voice.
Yeah, one movement.
No, I had one earlier, mate.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and get everybody to do work together. And it won't happen in this country. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
well, I am after seeing all the shit at the expo and just the thought of that disappearing. I'm actually going to do what they're all saying and go on, and I'm going to write to the fucking MPs and shit. Do the letter, do my fucking... Try and do my bit.
Well,
Because at first I was like, if it was to disappear tomorrow, I'm in that low nicotine thing that I wouldn't miss it, but that's selfish thinking like that.
The thing is, it isn't just the nicotine. It's going to be...
That's flavours.
Your nicotine, your flavours.
Yep.
They hit the bottled, your normal, like 10 mils, 120s, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're hitting the flavours as well, the next thing they will hit will be anything DIY.
Yeah.
Then it'll be concentrates. And it will happen. Whether people like it or not. The sad thing is that people... I don't think some people have done as much as they could have done, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
see, this is the thing. We were talking to... There was while the expo was going on, there was another expo going on. It was the Baby Expo.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I will do, Bill. I'll definitely go to that. I'll check that out after the show. But there was the Baby Expo, or Mother and Baby Expo, was going on at the same time. And there was two women there when we get back to the Prem, sitting at one of the benches next to us, and they saw us all vaping. They're like, are you guys here for the Vaping Expo? And we're like, yep. She's like, what is it? So we just explained it's just like vendors coming over and showing their wares, trying to get people interested in different flavours as well and stuff. And she says, do you guys actually... She was genuinely curious, she wasn't just making conversation. She's like, do you guys find it's actually working? I'm like, and everybody was like, well, I've been off cigarettes for so many years, and I've been off them for this many years, and blah, blah, blah. And she went, see, I tried it, and they're sitting smoking fags while they were sitting. And she says, see, I tried one of my mates, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the flavour. And I went, see, that's what you just said there is exactly the point, though. You didn't like that flavour.
Exactly.
The whole thing about vaping is, and the thing that will get you to come off. How's it going, Jimmy?
Hi, Jimmy.
The thing that will make you come off the cigarettes is when you find that one flavour.
Yeah, that flavour that you like. Because
when you find the flavour you like, you'll stick to it.
Yeah.
You'll want to keep going back to it.
Yeah,
but obviously, if they take the flavours away, then you're all going to be on fucking bland shit. It tastes of nothing.
Yeah, I don't want to use these channels. All I'm going to say is I've been saying on my own channel, which is fuck all, but it's getting that community thing.
Yeah.
And as much as that's great, Shrek, that Bogan is only waiting. We haven't got a month left before this goes through. He should have been doing something 2 months ago towards it. And I'm not sitting here slating Bogan. I like Sam, I really do. But it's like, well, you've got all those subscribers that you could be telling.
Get involved now.
Go and do something. Go and get out there. Go and do something. And it's like they're not telling anybody, which
you might find, Matt, a lot of them are getting burned out with it. Just feeling like they're just constantly repeating themselves now. Because, to be fair, like you had America.
Yeah.
And then you had countries in Europe, then you had Australia, and they've all been telling people for years now.
Yeah.
For whatever country for whatever country decides to jump on the bandwagon.
I get that, Shrek. I'm covered, you're covered, right? What about people who want to quit smoking?
Exactly.
That's my point. And I'm not trying to have an argument with Shrek.
I know, Bill.
It's like it's frustrating. And Bill and I have been like trying to do something since January.
Yeah.
And believe me, in some weeks it's just got to a point where it's like, nope, I'm having a break. I've got to have a break because my head's going to just explode with it.
Well, still going to try. I'm still going to try and do my bit.
That's all you can do. It's all anybody can do is try.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like I said, at first I thought I could eat. I mean, if it was to disappear tomorrow, I wouldn't miss it because I'm on that low of nicotine. I don't need it, really. It's just purely for the flavour and,
yeah.
I do enjoy it. But, I mean, if it disappeared, I'd be okay. But then I thought to myself, that is selfish because there was that many people there with, like, there was that many people at the expo. One thing I did notice is the amount of people there that had medical conditions that had, they have to come off it. And how are they going to do that? How are they going to do that if vaping's gone? NRT? NRT's doing nothing. Nicotine replacement therapy, by the way. It does nothing.
Let's all go on Champix.
Yeah.
I mean,
excuse me, Champix actually led to my first mental breakdown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if anybody who has mental health and decides to quit vaping or quit smoking and that gets offered Chantix and you have mental health issues, do not take Chantix, please.
I don't think it's actually available anymore.
I don't think it is in the UK. I think the States it still is.
I mean, Matt said this. Block said, you've said it. You and Bill have said it on your show. The fucking black market's just going to explode.
Yeah.
Yep.
All you've got to do is look at America back in the 20s and 30s when it was the prohibition of alcohol. What happened? A few very well-known criminals, Al Capone, got very, very fucking rich. And that's exactly what will happen with vaping. And a few people will probably die because of what is getting put into some of the e-liquids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know in Liverpool, there's already people out on street corners actually selling illegal vape products now.
Well, not just Liverpool, it's all over.
Big cities, it's already going. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, we can only do what we can do. We can try and stop it, but I mean, I have tweeted my MP a few times, and he did actually reply once. He says, "Yeah, I'll have a discussion with you." I said, "Cool. Let's have an open public discussion." Suddenly went fucking quiet.
Do you know what, Shrek? You just hit it bang on the head there. I saw one the other day as well. They had £25,000 worth of illegal disposable vapes, some being 15 and 10,000 puff, some THC cartridge stuff as well. They were raided, police went in. There was also illegal tobacco. and they got a fine £219. If they got 25 grand's worth of their stuff taken away, how much more stuff have they got round the corner of the warehouse?
Mm-hmm.
I can't be the only person thinking this. So why the police?
There's a lot more tucked away elsewhere in different lockups and what have you.
Oh, we've just been raided. Yeah, can you send the van round in about half hour with some more stock?
Yep.
But we keep trying on this one. Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, Lisa, they were actually giving them out in bags at the start when you came in.
Yep.
50 milligram. And 20's been the highest in the UK for years. So when you've got an expo doing it, or allowing it, I don't know what, but
see, a lot of the manufacturers now are managing to get round that, and like the whole fucking so many puffs per device, so many puffs is only allowed. Now they're getting, you just spin the top, go to a different cartridge. X amount of puffs on that one, X amount of puffs on the next one, X amount of puffs on the next one, but they're all separate devices still. Technically, still a disposable.
Yep. Yeah, I saw them devices. They had about 5 or 6 different flavors. It told me that you just spun mouthpiece round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever.
And I'm not even getting into the CBD THC thing. Jesus Christ. That is the one that is dangerous.
Yep.
Proper CBD is not an issue.
No. I mean, bloody hell, they sell that in Holland and Barrett's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were kind of spaced for the rest of the evening, Shrek.
Yeah, some of it is, yeah, it really is lethal.
You only had one puff that night. It weren't a good night.
Yeah. I take it was for, taking it back towards music, I take it was drum and bass central then.
Yeah.
There was a bit. It wasn't all.
No, they had 1 or 2 good tunes on coming from stage.
It was a weird mix. I mean, you were getting drum and bass, and then you were getting Neil Diamond.
Well, yeah.
And there was ABBA. Yeah, it was a really weird mix.
So Shrek was up singing away to Dancing Queen.
Yeah. In his spandex. Spandex one piece.
That's just not a thought I wanted in my head. Hey up, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
How you doing, buddy? Hopefully, when Brian gets himself sorted out, I'm going to be doing a stream with Brian again over on his channel. Go and check him out.
Is that where Brian talks and nobody else gets a word in?
That's the one.
Yeah.
If you've not seen his last video, he's recently been to Japan, and he went to the ESP shop in Japan. Oh, fucking hell, some of the guitars they were like, whoa. Or as Brian says, guitars. Yeah, that was a good video, that. It's a street I'd like to go down. What fucking street just full of guitar shops. Getting dragged back by Lisa. Oh, no, you fucking don't.
Put that card away.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Hey, if you want to pop on, Brian, you're more than welcome. I'll send you a link.
I did Shrek. There was a fantastic Fleetwood Mac cover band playing on the Friday night, I think it was. They were incredible, man.
When we got there on Saturday, there was some band warming up, or they were just doing the sound check. I don't know what. Yeah, no worries, dude. Let me know when you're ready. I'll send you a link. There was some man just doing the sound check because all you could hear was fucking drums getting played.
Yeah.
They were trying to set the drummer up.
Yeah. Just keep hitting him.
Shrek, they were playing The Chain, and I actually thought it was the original. The only reason we knew it wasn't the original is because the intro was just a wee bit longer.
Right, yeah.
And it didn't sound like it was coming through, it didn't sound like a recording coming through speakers. It sounded like a band.
Yeah.
I saw the Northern Lights, but didn't know I was looking at the Northern Lights.
We totally missed them. Although we did, apparently you were supposed to have seen them again on Saturday. We had to look out 3 or 4 times like, nope.
See, it was a completely clear night, so I was just sitting looking at stars and watching the satellites going by and shit.
He was
And then at one point, I'm like, that sky's went a funny green colour. Yeah, well. Got up the next morning, looked at the news, Aurora Borealis lit the skies last night, and I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
So it weren't that dodgy juice you were vaping them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've done it. You've mentioned rum, haven't you, Hawkwind?
But there is still a bit of cracking left.
Oh, don't show it. Oh, God.
That's it. Bum, 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 bum. Give me cracking. Give me cracking, you bastard. I've got to admit, that black coffee one is nice.
It looks like the rum's safe.
Yep. Oh, well, I'll have to dip into it then. It certainly does, Bill. It certainly does. I hope we got an interloper. Dude, how you doing?
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's up? Okay,
Yeah,
I just gotta get that fixed up. This fixed up. Oh, I'm in. Am I in the wrong spot? All right, cool. Been a bit since I've done this live stream thing. What's up, guys?
Yeah, all good yourself?
Oh, pretty good, man. Had a day at work, and I'm just down here to upload a YouTube video. Maybe some guitar practice, maybe work in the garden, maybe walk for 8 kilometers. I haven't decided yet. Sound like I'm on a live stream, so I'm probably not going to walk 8 kilometers.
Nah.
So what's up?
No, I don't think that shit's happening today.
What's going on?
Yeah, all good.
Awesome.
Just chatting shit as usual.
That's freaking sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man, for sure. How do I get the comments up here? Because I like reading those. That's what I like about the StreamYard thing. You get the comments up so I can actually see what's going on in the chat and stuff too. But yes, hi Lisa. Thank you for watching my video yesterday. That's awesome of you. And yeah, Japan was dope. So it was super cool. And you would struggle to not buy something on that street. I'm still thinking about it. Like literally like daily. When you're I don't know where you guys, I don't know how relatable it is at a point anymore, but sometimes there's like that girl, you meet her, you can't get her out of your head. Like literally think about like every fucking day. That's an ESP E2 arrow for me.
And did you say next door to that shop there was a record store that actually sold liquor as well?
They had the novelty liquors. It's called Disc Union. There's 2 disc unions in that little area too. One was for metal, and one was for like I think jazz and classical or something like that. But there were 2 separate locations.
Yeah,
and they were just like this tiny thing. I don't know what it's like in England. I don't remember being when I was there. This has been a long time. I don't even know if I've been to a record store there. But I don't have a CD. But you know how it's over here in Canada, CDs are like they're facing out, like it's face out. There, it was almost all spline. They just fit as much stuff as they can into a store. And it's that store was really cool actually. And I checked out I've checked out a few record stores. That was probably the best one, I would say.
Me and Matt will have to send you pictures of our vinyl and CD collections.
They're pretty good. I've got boxes of CDs because back when I was a little younger, we didn't have Spotify and stuff. So you could download the music, which I still have that whole collection. And sometimes I'd have to download things because you couldn't find them to buy. And eventually some label would pick something up and then I would go buy it or something if I got to see the band. So it's just because I pirated it didn't mean I didn't go out and buy it again later on. So
yeah.
Apparently there's some event happening in, I think is it in Camden? Somewhere in London anyway.
Oh, excuse me.
Good effort. Apparently, there's some AC/DC event going off in some pub in London. So, and you can buy the original Aussie versions of the first 2 AC/DC albums there.
That would be super cool.
That'd be cool.
Why would I bother? I've already got them on vinyl.
Oh. I think I've got most of them.
There is a couple of rare ones that I wouldn't mind getting hold of, but
yeah, that store they sold the novelty liquors in this one. So you had like I gotta find the picture because there was a few of them that were really. Excuse me, I'm here burping too. Why am I trying to? You burped on stream. I'll just
you do it all the time.
Yep.
Oh no, I'm gone way too far. My camera roll. What am I looking for here? I need to find that picture because it was actually really cool. That's a few. This is it. Yeah, that disc unit was wicked, because a lot of it was like power metal. Like there was a whole thing. Like I remember walking in, and it was just all the stuff. Looking at the one picture, it was Nightwish. There was like shirts or displays of Nightwish, Hammerfall, Stratovarius. I don't know, Dimmu Burger. What was this one here?
Demon Burger.
Storm Warrior. I don't know, Storm Warrior. Blind Guardian, In Flames. Yeah, they had the Slayer, Rain and Blood, Red Wine. What else? I thought I had a whole picture of that one. I know I did. Yes, there we go. What did they had? There was something. I think it was a Japanese band called Show. Yeah, don't know that one. There's Thin Lizzy Irish Whiskey, double charred. What was this one? I have no clue what that one is. Ozzy Osbourne. What was this one? Ozzy Osbourne, the ultimate gin. There we
There you
go.
Some of the liquor.
Yeah. Halloween pumpkin spiced gin. Motorhead Bomber Smoky Shot. I don't know what that last one is because the sign is covered, but sometimes, yeah, you get a lot of like that store was cool, especially if you're like into the older school kind of metal, like not like so much like the newer, like the gent or the deathcore. I think they had a bit of that stuff in there, but there was like a lot of the Japanese stuff too. What's kind of interesting is you'll go in there and you think you're gonna see like a bunch of Jews, like got like the kind of like more metal shirts. Now it's the salary men coming in that also like metal, wearing like suits and ties, buying like death metal CDs.
Nice.
Oh yeah. It was such a cool store. I think you guys would probably dig Tokyo.
Don't mention death metal. I mentioned it once last week, and Matt has been on a bit of an Exhume binge since then.
Don't put any more album ideas in my fucking head. Don't. No.
I missed the joke here. Yeah. I did go to a show there in Japan as well.
Cool.
Funny enough, I figured it out through the way I did a bit of travel. If you guys are talking about something else, you can shut me up, by the way. But
no, not at all. I wish I'd known you were going to Tokyo because I could have given you a really handy phrase.
What was that?
To get you out of trouble.
I never got in trouble.
Yep. Sono doraku batashi no dewa arimasen.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm sorry, these drugs do not belong to me.
Oh. I like that. No, I was fine in that regard. So, I didn't get involved in the Yakuza or anything. So that was cool. So I don't even know if I came. I don't even know if I came across any of those kind of guys. I have no clue.
That's the thing. That's the thing. You would never know.
The special brownies.
Yeah.
They'd probably just try to get me deported as quick as they could if they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're gonna want me in that gang. Not exactly gang material. Yeah. So because of record stores, I wanted one of the things like when I was there is obviously we were talking about a little bit in the chat was guitar stores, and I'm actually going to upload another video for in the next couple of days of a place called Ishibashi Music. Well, that was an incredible store. However, a friend of mine said, you got to check out Tower Records. Now, I was going to try to do a very touristy thing that morning it was going up like it's called Tokyo Skytree. It's like, think like I'm going to say like think like CN Tower in Toronto, but it's something like you can get a view over the city. I took some cool photos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have a photogram that's locked down, but if anybody wants to follow it, they can. I did take a few cool photos of the Skytree and whatnot too. I was playing photographer when I was there some too, because I do enjoy that hobby. So I went to this one music store because I found out that Skytree was closed that day because of high winds and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. So a great dude, Lane Baker, lives in England. He's on Discord as well. He's like, hey, you got to check out this place called Ishibashi Music in Shibuya. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make my way up to Shibuya, which is a 40-minute train ride. Keep in mind, Tokyo is scary big.
Yep.
So I get up there, and Shibuya that day was amazing. It was so fun. So after I got done with the music store, which the whole video coming up, so I won't get into that one, but it was such a cool store. I went through the Scramble Square, which I try to take a travel vlog of. I don't know how well that is. I never reviewed the footage, but I went through. That's that crazy crosswalk. There's a ton of people, which some people would be very like anxious about, and I was like a little underwhelmed. I thought this was going to be a crazier experience. I still wanted to see it from above, never got to. They have it so you have to pay for tickets to do that. Fuck. Yeah, but I got around that through the Scramble Square, got looking down like, oh, Tower Records. You guys ever hear of Tower Records?
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was my go-to in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a few over here.
Okay. Well, they had Tower Records. I've never been to a Tower Records ever in my life.
Mhm.
And this is a big Tower Records, like 7 floors.
Shit.
Basically like genre per floor. So you have like J-pop, and there's like the one section.
Yeah.
Like there's bottom floor was like some stuff, like newer stuff, but more like the merch and stuff. I got my friend a pin for his jacket there, which I haven't got to him yet, but I should see him another week. I thought, oh, it's a great place to look around. So I think I spent more time thinking about what other people should get than I did myself. But anyway, I was there. Like, I'm living the experience. I'm having a killer time. And so I'm circling through all the floors to see what's there. I don't give a shit about like the K-pop, J-pop stuff too much.
Yeah.
Kind of like just like move along, get up to whatever floor, and then there was the section that was like rock metal. You want to like, I'd say if you were into metal, Disc Union was better, but this section, this place had a ton of vinyl. It was incredible. Like some people, like vinyl collecting has gotten really big over there too. Probably always has, but I heard some guy saying like they have like 20 vinyls to take back home, like in their suitcase. Oh yeah, they were going ape shit because you could find stuff that you just don't necessarily always find here. Like, they were playing some of like you'd hear like some of the new Judas Priest. You see like little sections for Judas Priest and stuff over there. I got over this section where the Steve Vai records were, and there was this dude standing there, and he was another foreigner like myself, and we got talking. The weekend that I showed up, although I was busy with a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in over a decade, where we were hiking and stuff, but in Osaka, there was this extreme metal festival, and it was one. Yeah, guys, ever hear of the band Blasphemy?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like the Ross Bay cult kind of band, war metal. It's like an very like almost like it's a Canadian kind of version of black metal, which is really brutal, by the way, and unlistenable. I don't know what I really think about it. It's kind of like noise extreme. But there's a huge, like they have a following basically off their first few albums, I guess. Plus there was all these other extreme acts that were playing there that weekend. So all the people from like around the world that were into like this really extreme shit went to Osaka. So they were getting a whole Japan trip because there was a noise festival that weekend. Harsh noise is a thing over there, like just noise. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like noise art. This dude, he's telling me, he's like, yeah, did you go to the festival? And I said, no, I wasn't there. I asked him how Blasphemy was. My buddy Rick Galvez really likes Blasphemy. And Blasphemy is kind of a fun meme too. Like just there's a lot of memes around that band as well. There's something. They also, I'm pretty sure, have criminal records, but somehow can play in Japan. They can't play the US. They're not allowed to enter the US. Or at least certain members aren't allowed to enter the US. They're very much a cult band, very much like KVLT. So we were chatting about this, and he goes, hey, there's this band playing on Thursday night. They're called Coffins. I'm like, let me write that down so I don't forget. So I'm like, I just typed in Coffins, the date. Cool. Got through Tower Records, which was incredible. Did the more stuff, and I searched it. So I'm like, this is cool. It's cool. It turned out that the show was at this little place, a half-hour walk from the hotel I was staying in that week.
Sweet.
And I was just like, okay, we're going to do that. And of course, the weather was a lot warmer there too. So it's just getting like good here now where I live in Canada.
I'm actually like kind of sad that we don't have Tower Records here anymore, because like they used to have like used to be able to go just what you said about having different genres per floor. They did have that even back in the 90s. You had your more poppy stuff at the bottom. The next floor up was all your classic rock, and then metal, when it was just all under that one genre label, metal, instead of all the subgenres and shit. But it was so you had the pop at the bottom, metal on the next floor and rock, and then on the top floor you had your underground stuff for like DJs and stuff at the top floor. But you used to be able to go in and they'd have like it was almost like booths with headphones just all around them, with 4 or 5 sets of headphones per booth, and you could go and listen to stuff before you bought it.
Yep, I remember seeing those.
Try before you buy.
Yep.
You know, and it was all MP3. So, you know, because MP3 was just becoming a big thing. So, it was all in MP3. You could go in, you could pick what one you wanted to listen to, and it just gave you like, I think it was about a minute or 2 of each track. You know, and so you could literally get to try it before you bought it.
That's such
a great idea. But I don't know why they had to shut down over here, but
I'm not sure.
Because, I mean, whenever I was in, apparently they weren't doing a lot of business, but whenever I was in, the place was always chock-a-block.
Yeah. I mean, all we've got these days is HMV, and that's it.
Yeah. HMV was here, but it's gone. I think they have HMV gets a little section, I think, in a Toys R Us now. The HMV stores became Sunrise Records, which actually is a hair better than what we had for HMV. A good selection of stuff, but I don't go to the mall hardly anymore. But a friend of mine worked at that HMV and the Sunrise for some time too, and it was cool to go in sometimes, just like hang out, see what's up. So it's a big part of his life for a long time. HMV is tiny now, Bill. I try to read comments here. So this was a fucking gong show. So I'm like, okay. It turned out it was mostly a straight walk into the left to get to this show. What was great about it is like I have no clue other than this band is supposed to be death metal. I did find out where it was and found out, okay, well, they're a death/doom band, which were really cool, by the way. So it's like, okay, cool. I'm like, where am I going? And I get down this little street, and I know I'm in the right place because all of a sudden I start seeing these big dudes with shirts you can't read. You know you're in the right place. I said, you guys look like you're going to a death metal show. They're like right over there. It was called Akusha Gold Sound Studios or something. It was a dive bar kind of deal.
Yeah.
And so I get down there, and almost everybody is a foreigner. There wasn't many Japanese people there. So all these other people, like I taught these dudes from Guatemala. There was a few other dudes from Canada. I don't remember if there was any from England per se. There was, and then the German guy I was talking to, there he was, and he told his friends about me that he was there with a few of them. They're like, "Oh, he was talking about a Canadian guy." I'm like, "Well, I'm not just a figment of his imagination. I do exist." Anyway, his friends were so nice. His name was Michael, and then there was Chrissy, which she was really cool. She was staying there for a month, and Johan, he was from the German countryside, and they were like, the personality thing is a little bit different because, like, obviously I'm very talkative, very open kind of thing, and they're a little more like laid. I don't know how to describe it. It's just a different kind of thing. So I'm trying to read the room a little bit. People, they were super nice, probably the most down to earth folk, and the Canadians were cool too. But the crowd, it was a lot of the people. They all knew one another from this blasphemy show. So they were all quite they knew one another. And so, shooting a shit. You get a free beer ticket when you go into the show too, which is kind of cool. Do they do that in England? Is that a thing over there?
No. Okay. That's dangerous over here.
Well, you get one drink. You don't get like multiple drinks.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like a draft beer or something with it. But if you paid like $1 more, you get like a Heineken or something.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It wasn't a cheap underground show, but it was about $30-some Canadian, I would say, it worked out to be. Considering that I went to a dive bar show less than 2 weeks ago for like $17 here. Now you don't get the free drink, but driving here and stuff is fine. So get into this show. It's this little place, and the first act comes on. And it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? It's this dude with a whole turntable and stuff. And he's there. I'm just going to try to stream stream it, because it's just this dude screaming into a mic. It's just like these noises. I'll just try to play it. 1 second.
Oh, this sounds like OXXO.
Do you hear it?
Yep.
Yep, that sounds like OXXO.
It's just this dude. He's from the US too.
Yeah.
He's doing this whole thing, and it's like, if that's what it was for probably like 15 to 20 minutes of this guy just doing this kind of noise thing. And I remember Chrissy, she looks at me, she's like, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try poison you with a
The guy that I was just talking about, he does vocals for, and I think he's the founding member of this. I used the term loosely, band called OXXO, and it used to be Gautier Serre from Igor.
Okay, yeah.
And I can't. Oh, what's his name again? Anyway, this guy that used to do the vocals, but the two of these guys created their own language, and it was all phonetics.
Oh yeah.
But they used sounds that they thought sounded like they should belong more to a certain concept or physical object or person. You know, so you would get like Aten as the sun, which is actually an old word for the sun. And they just create all these like 2 or 3 syllable words and then write lyrics with them. But it was the guy that done the vocals was just it was just all screaming, like literally guttural screams to like DNB music. It was, with lots of guitars and shit. It was brilliant. It was like a more brutal version of Igor.
Okay, Igor had that really weird video. I remember.
Very noise.
I forget. I'm gonna look it up. It was super weird.
Yeah, it'll be very noisy. It's down. I don't
remember how it goes.
Oh, it's brilliant, man.
Do you know the band that was called Magma? I'm pretty sure they sang in their own language too. They called it Zool.
Oh no.
They were very strange, and it's kind of music you listen to. You're like, I don't know if I actually like this or not. I don't know what this is, but they're like critically acclaimed. And they were good musicians, but it was very strange. I think it was from the 70s. I'm pretty sure they're still around. It was
Bill, that's the thing. Like, because I mean, dance music, I went through a little phase of dance music in the early to mid 90s. And then I hated techno. Hate techno with a passion, even still. Some drum and bass, and like a little bit of drum and bass and a little bit of like electronic. For me, I actually do like it. A little bit of EDM I do like, obviously, because I've done an album full of it, but I do like a bit of it. The thing I like about Igor is he doesn't use it as the main focus for the music. He uses it almost like a texture.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You know, it's more of a textural thing for him, because I don't think he's been diagnosed, but I think Gautier Serre is actually on the spectrum.
He goes
he is a literal genius as far as I'm concerned. Literal genius. He uses like classical Baroque music mixed with metal, mixed with EDM, and they just go between each other, and they can all be in one song, and then you'll get brutal death metal, and it'll go back to a bit of EDM, back into Baroque, and he does it so effortlessly. It shouldn't work on paper. On paper, it shouldn't work, but you hear it, and you're like, "This is incredible."
It's one of those things that works. It's like I think it takes probably like one of those things. It takes a little understanding to really get it, because that's the great thing about this stuff. There's some just different music out there. It's just kind of strange to people. Like one band like I've mentioned to people in the past was one called Flesh God Apocalypse, and it's like, well, it's like classical metal, but they don't realize that there's actually quite a few similarities in the music. They just like,
Yeah,
how the hell could that work? That can't work. That can't
Yep.
work. Oh, but it works. They
Yep.
do it.
Well,
They-
even Michael Kamen, when he done the stuff with Metallica for S&M, the reason that came about was because he was only originally hired to do a Muzak version of Nothing Else Matters, just the classical version. But then they decided that sounds so nice, we're going to blend it and release the blended version, so it's the metal with the classical. And Michael Kamen said that he went back. He only ever listened to Nothing Else Matters because that's what he was hired for. But then he went back and started listening to a lot more other stuff, and he actually, being a composer and conductor, he actually realised the similarities with metal music and classical.
Yeah.
Metal music literally is the classical music of our time. It's the complexity going from different sections to different sections and the technicalities there. So that gave rise to the whole S&M set of concerts. Because he realised this is classical music. That's what it is. It's the same writing process.
I mean, we've discussed this before. Before Ken Owen had his brain hemorrhage, he used to write a lot of Marcus riffs.
Yep.
And then Bill would try and transpose them onto guitar. Like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, Giggs the Butler did it with quite a few Sabbath. He used classical stuff.
And then you just look at Opeth. I mean, they're not my favourites, but Opeth, you just look at their stuff, that is classical.
Oh,
that is totally classical.
Exactly. I was listening to the old Nocturnus stuff tonight. I kind of got back into that.
Yes! Fucking love that band, man.
Yeah, it was the album Thresholds. And
Thresholds were gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I need to go listen to The Ring or something again.
Nocturne in B minor.
Yeah.
On Thresholds,
minor,
the second
actually.
piece.
Yeah. Third track. I really like the song. It was called, how I found them was actually through Spotify, because I was listening to a band called Pestilence. And I'm
I love Pestilence.
And I finished playing
Testimony of the Ancients is one of my favourite death metal albums of all time.
Absolutely awesome album, that.
So because this stuff also sounded old. I'm like, geez, what Pestilence song is this? This is really cool. I'm like, this isn't Pestilence. This is a band called Nocturnus.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it sounds like Arthur. Like kind of corny.
In late 80s.
Yep.
Yeah. It seemed kind of corny because they had like this like pentagram kind of logo, but then a spaceship going by.
That's right.
I was like, I don't know what this is. But Arctic Crypt is a really cool song.
It's beautiful, man.
There's one I was kind of digging today a lot. It was called Subterranean Infiltrator.
Master of Climate Control is a beast of a track as well. I think it's the opening track.
Did you ever see the video for they have it was called Alter Reality?
No, that's because they round about that time metal was slowly going back underground, so you didn't see a lot of it anymore. That was literally as metal was going back underground.
If you go on YouTube, you can see the music video they had for that, which was just spliced. It was them playing live, like clips of that kind of stuff, spliced in with NASA stock footage.
Oh, jeez.
For about like how much of it? It is very much a low budget video. Now I've checked out some of their newer stuff, and I was like, this doesn't have doesn't have what that did, because you can tell that band was young and they were hungry, and it has it doesn't have like this. It's not really overly produced. It has this real push and pull energy to it.
Yeah,
and they were definitely trying to shred the absolute fuck out of everybody.
Plus, the drummer done all the vocals.
Yep.
So he's playing all that shit, and he's singing.
Oh, that was later on. They had a singer. They actually had a singer.
Right.
Yeah, they did. And he was the original drummer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Subterranean Infiltrator, that's the one. That's the one that kind of starts off with the really thumping bass.
Yeah.
It did
The guitar parts in that, some of them are so cool. What I kind of dig about the music is like I really like melodic music, and if you hear my new song "Faded Note," like we definitely worked on having the vocals be like really up front with Valerie and be like very melodic. But what I kind of dig about this death metal thing they were doing is that the chorus is not like it's just more like alter time, alter space, waves of gravity, alter reality. That's what it is. Or like their other one was called Grid Zone. It's just like the chorus is like Grid Zone. And it's just kind of it was death metal, but you can find some old clips, and I mean, they're old and they're not high quality, of them playing live, and somebody just had a camcorder or something.
Yep.
And you could tell that was a kick-ass show, and I don't know if people really totally realized how lucky they were to see that band in like that.
Yeah, man.
Time.
They were class musicians. I mean, they were the prog band of the metal scene back then.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of people were into them because they were just so different.
And
I would say Pestilence as well. There weren't a lot of people into that band back then.
No,
because they were too different.
They have an album that I quite like. What is it called? And it's kind of around the same time Cynic Focus kind of came up.
Oh, Cynic! Era. Holy shit, their bass player, man.
It's
bass players.
Sean Malone. Yeah.
Yeah.
That at least at that time, I think every member of that band is not in it, and Sean Reinhardt passed away, so it's kind of just like all Matador musicians now.
Yeah.
When they had a second iteration of that band with Sean Reinhardt, it was with a guy named Timon and this other bass player, I think, that played in Textures or something. And that was
that's right. Yeah.
And while it wasn't Focus, it was actually still a really good record.
Yeah.
You're not
because
Focus.
The guys in Textures, when they split, they went and formed a new band. And Crown Compass, yep. Fantastic band.
Yeah, there's a guitar player I follow him on
Joe Tal.
Joe Tal. He has hardly any following, and he's so good.
He's incredible, man. But that bass player, the young guy, he's the real deal, man. Holy shit.
Yeah,
incredible bass player.
Yeah, there's a dude with the glasses, right? If I'm thinking right, yeah.
Can't remember his name, but I think he played. There was even the drummer for Crown Compass. He played for Exvius.
Yes, Exvius. I remember that.
Yep. All right, Bill. Have a good one.
Timon from Exvius played in Cynic. That was the
right.
That was kind of their thing. Hey, good night, dude. Pestilence early on was very much inspired by Death and Creator, hence the band name after the Creator song. Okay, cool. See, I was a little young for that kind of stuff, but I remember getting into Cynic Focus. So getting into something like Pestilence is pretty easy. I'm like, I kind of get what's going on here. What I kind of dig about that kind of music too is that they didn't have all the computer software and all these things today. So everything they came up with the weird sound stuff was actually very unique sounding.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Probably be very hard to create.
It sounds a bit more raw and visceral because obviously production quality wasn't exactly great.
I think that kind of actually added to the music instead of taking it away.
Yeah.
With some character that you can really lack by overdoing things. That's why they say so many bands sound alike today.
Yep.
We can all use the same plugins. Like me and Lee could get the same plugin and play. I assume you also play guitar as well. So
Patrick Mameli is a fucking fantastic songwriter, man. He really is.
Mm-hmm. So, but those days, man, they all had a different studio they were getting mixed in. They all had different amps and stuff.
Just all on different mixing boards.
And it was on that album, Testimony of the Ancients, it was Tony Choi played the bass on it.
Yes.
And the bass work in that album is just gorgeous, man. Especially on I think it's the first single they released of it, Land of Tears.
Yeah. Tony Choi.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some of that stuff because I don't know all of it.
Land of Tears, and there was another one. one of the other bigs. They released it as a single as well off the same album. Can't remember the name of it, but it's got a lot of really, really lovely bass work. I think it was the first track on side B. Yes, we're talking sides, side A and side B, folks.
Yep.
What's that?
I had that on tapes, and of course, I grew up with vinyl as well as my parents had vinyl. So yeah, there was side A, side B, tapes, side A, side B. CDs came along, took away side A and side B. I have a Tom Petty album. It was Full Moon Fever, and halfway through it, they didn't change the tape out or whatever. They just have a thing in the record. It's just like, okay, now this side of the continue the program. You need to change it over to side B, and plays the next track. They didn't take it out of the CD version. They just left it there. I
used to love that, and like some of the Maiden EPs, like Nico would do, like the lead out on vinyls. Nico would, I mean, generally they're just white noise, the lead outs on vinyl, but he would actually still record stuff on the ends of them.
Fucking Nico's a crackers.
Yeah.
That's why we love him.
Yep. I got a band for you there. I don't know if you will ever listen to them much, but Arcturus.
Arcturus. Okay.
You guys know, okay, because they had. So we're talking about Pestilence and Cynic. They were kind of like more from the.
Shrek.
All right, Shrek. Have a good one, dude.
Have a good night.
Good night, buddy.
I think the streams have gone on for 2 hours. I'm like, I showed up and driving everybody away.
No, to be fair, he's covered in mosquito bites right now.
Oh shit!
He was having a nightmare over the weekend. We were all over in Birmingham for the weekend. And he was getting eaten alive.
From my backyard, it's not a ton better sometimes. Right now, there's a swamp back there, so it's like a breeding ground.
There you go, Shrek. There's a swamp for you.
Oh Jesus!
The
swamp's probably not the best place to get away from mosquitoes, though.
I'll tell you what, Brian. If you ever met Shrek, that dude, he's fucking huge.
He's a big lad. He's
nearly 7 foot fucking tall.
Shrek. How tall?
He's almost 7 foot tall.
Jesus. Yeah. So he's like almost a foot taller than me. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You get Nick Eight talking to him unless he sat down.
Yeah, I'm not exactly small. I'm quite a big lad myself, and even I was getting a sore neck.
Yeah. So we were talking about bands. We were talking about bottom death metal, but Arcturus was based more in black metal, and they were kind of a strange thing too. So their first album was kind of almost more black metal. You ever hear of Garm, the singer named Garm?
Rings a bell.
He has a band. They're called Ulver. I don't know if you guys know.
No.
I might be talking about a different genre of music that nobody really into or stuff. But Ulver was like a black metal band too, and it kind of became this very strange avant-garde thing that's really hard to. Nobody can really put a genre to it at this point in time.
Yeah.
What he's saying, Ulver. He might have seen, maybe somebody else knows how to say it a little bit better than me.
See, there was a band that Shrek mentioned it earlier on. There was a band that one of my mates over at the expo was talking about, Zeal and Ardor. No. And on paper, again, this is another one that shouldn't work, but he let me hear a bit of it, and I was like, "This is actually really bloody good. This is a touch of genius." It's 16th century traditional folk music, all in the original instruments, mixed with metal, black metal, and lyrically from the point of view of black African slaves being brought over to Europe and rebelling against their masters through Satan.
That is a very eccentric mix of things.
And it worked. It just worked.
Right person doing it. It's just sometimes you just got to see your vision, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that I would choose to fucking go and listen to, but you know, I can still appreciate the genius of it. You know, I was like, wow, almost ever so slightly kind of like 10 Year Cavalry or The Who. almost like those guys. You know, it had that similar kind of tribal feel.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Okay. I know what you mean. I'm like the Who. I'm like they're not tribal. I'm like I mean the Who.
Yeah, the Mongolian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Mongolian.
And then 10-Jar Cavalry's more of the throat singing.
Yeah, there's this band, as I was talking about, they're called Arcturus, and I don't know if they're around anymore. I heard some single, it was apparently by them. Like that doesn't even sound like Arcturus. It sounds like garbage, but they had music. They had this second album. It was almost like an avant-garde album that was like black metal, almost like a weird, like soft metal that was like had kind of like the evil satanic vibes, kind of sounded. It was called The Masquerade Inferno. And it has a whole vibe, and you know ICS Vortex from Dimmu.
Not a big Demon Burger fan.
Okay, so he was the bass player and singer of, or he was like, and the backup, kind of like the second singer in Dimmu. Well, he ended up becoming the lead singer of Arcturus, but not on La Masquerade. That was what's his name? Got over Garm. It was Garm's band. I'm saying it completely wrong. I don't even, not even trying to say that. That's a huge word. Anyway, Garm was like most of the guys screamed on it, but it kind of had like this almost like the satanic feel, but like around like almost like around literature. Some of the songs were around literature. And then there was a song, they're one of probably more popular tracks called Alone, which is just the lyrics of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. And there's two versions of that song that are really cool. There's the recorded one, which is slightly slower with Garm, and he kind of really has the dark vibe of it. And then there's a slightly faster one on Alive in Oslo in 2005 with Vortex, which is really cool. How I actually found them was that one. But La Masquerade is like actually a genius album too.
Yeah.
And when they came back again with another one, it was still with Garm, and it was kind of based more around space exploration. They kind of got away from the satanic vibes to like this weird avant-garde black metal kind of thing. Ishan sings a track on that one too. I think it was I forget the name of that one, but it was different kind of music, that's for sure. That was Sideshow Symphonies, and then there was it's not the last one. They have one from the last decade that is good, but it's some of that stuff, older stuff. It was a weirder style of music. Definitely not maybe something that everybody's quite into, but I like. So I like weird stuff sometimes too, or I listen to garbage, one or the other. I still like pop punk, so.
I like garbage as well. Shirley Manson, yeah. Oh no, I mean she's cute, but I mean like she's got a great voice on her.
Yeah, she is.
Shirley Manson, garbage.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, we didn't get into Taylor Swift realm, did we?
No,
we've not gone that downhill just yet.
I legitimately will tell their fans like, listen, this is mid. Like, this is boring. This is like, you have two choices. You could have the most amazing steak dinner you could ever have with the best potatoes, perfectly like medium rare steak. Or you have this rotten old boiled dinner, or the most boring Subway sandwich you could possibly have of like cheap deli ham cold cuts with like like generic mayo, and you chose that because you have the palate of a 5-year-old.
Yep.
There's also a great meme that says something like what Taylor Swift's music sounds like, and it just shows like boiled dinners. Philly cheese and ham. I don't know. I've not had Philly cheese in ham. Philly cheese steak though is pretty sweet.
I haven't had a proper one. I had Subway's version, and it was awful.
Spubby, you freef.
It was awful. The steak wasn't even steak; it was like chewy.
It's probably lab meat.
Yep.
Oh,
Anywhere UK or Ireland, you know that any fast food is going to be bad.
I know, but the thing is, the produce here is amazing, though. But for some reason, Subway's meat is still awful.
It's the staff that they employ. That's why.
Oh, don't! You're giving me flashbacks to E. coli.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, Jake. I didn't mean to.
I don't know. I don't even mess with fast food too much around here. That's all. Like in the area I live, is kind of mostly is fast food, and there's no Uber Eats where I live. That's in town. So
Same. Yep.
So like tonight, I'd be like, I would have liked that, but I had pork chops out, so I barbecued some pork chops. Made them awesome. I got a new barbecue a few months ago. Oh hell yeah! Really good Napoleon. Yeah. This is where like money goes. Yeah. Things like that. And the property tax stuff, and not ESPE2 arrows like it should be. Yeah. That was, I think I actually never finished the story on the noise show, on the whole show I went to, because there's some more. So we got off on a tangent, but that's how I roll.
That's how this show works.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so if anybody is here, the first act was whatever thing. The second act of the show was also something, but they were fucking really cool. I don't know their name. They were a doom metal band.
Ooh.
And I'm going to ask you guys, how many songs do you think they played for their set?
3.
Yeah, 3.
You're wrong. It was 2.
Oh, that was my next guess.
I want to say they played for about a half an hour, and each song was 15 minutes, and it was all the new ones. So they finished one song. Okay, for our last song. They were really good, though. I don't know who they were, but they were awesome.
It was that's freaking brilliant.
Perfectly slow, heavy, just gets the vibes going.
Yeah,
it was great.
I'm saying to these guys, I remember when Cathedral first came out, because they were like everyone's introduction to doom metal, right?
Yeah.
I remember when their debut album first came out. I went and bought it, right, the day it came out, took it home, put it in the vinyl player, put it to 33 RPM, played it, and I was like, this doesn't sound right. This really doesn't sound right. This sounds way too slow. Way too slow. So I carried on for another minute, and I'm like, no, this can't be right. Put it on at 48, 45 RPM, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds a bit better. That sounds right. Yeah, it was supposed to be played at 33, because it literally was like, dun.
Well, I went to see him on tour when they toured on that first album. When they toured on Forest.
Oh yeah, Forest Equilibrium. That was it. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. And they were actually supporting Morbid Angel on that fucking tour.
Jesus, you couldn't get much more of a contrast.
Nope.
I kind of think that's awesome, though, that they actually did that. That's pretty sweet. I've never listened to Cathedral. I've heard of Cathedral.
Yeah. And then the 2 albums after that, they went into that sort of disco doom.
Right.
Oh, God, that was...
Yeah.
It was Lee Dorian, wasn't it?
Yeah, Lee Dorian,
yeah.
Midnight Mountain.
Because he was the only reason that I went and bought the album, because I'd heard, Lee Dorian's back with a new band, and I'm like, oh yes, because I was I was big on Entombed, so I was like, yeah, beauty, let's go. Listen to it, and I'm like, no, this is wrong.
Yeah, I remember Lee. We were talking one day. I listened to this band once in a while called My Dying Bride, which I know are a British band. It's like there is nothing happy about My Dying Bride at all. You told me, like, if you saw where they were from, you'd know why they're so.
Yeah.
Where are they from? Halifax.
Yeah.
See, I live by Halifax.
Yeah. They're only from 45 minutes up the road from me in Halifax.
Yep.
Same town as Paradise Lost.
Paradise Lost Draconian Times is like a straight up great album. I don't like all the Paradise Lost stuff I've ever heard, but that album is just That's a banger of an album.
Yeah.
Like start to finish is killer.
In my old band, we used to cover Paradise Lost Eternal. Fuck, still love that song.
Yeah. There was a few of those songs I can play on guitar too. It was the ones like "You Want to Live a Lifetime Each and Every Day." I need to look it up because I have the worst thing when I'm talking to people. I cannot remember anything, so we got the technology and a cell phone signal. So Paradise Lost, Draconian Times. The song is "All Hallowed Land," and because the next song on the album is it's called The Last Time, because it played right afterwards. I ended up just learning that one too because I just keep jamming along. I guess I was too lazy to turn it off. So then I'm like, well, I might learn this one while I'm at it. So there's a few great songs on that. Yearn for Change, Jaded. There's that one that has the Charles Manson samples on it too, which I believe is called Forever Failure. I think is the one with that one. That Draconian Times is just it's a great album, and I'm pretty sure that it's the album that everything they do is compared to at this point because it was just spot on. But yeah, there's nothing happy about Paradise Lost. Or My Dying Bride. Nope. But sometimes My Dying Bride is cool. And sometimes it hits a spot. What's really neat about that kind of music too, especially like I'm thinking of a song called The Cry of Mankind, and they use feedback as part of their sound. Like the whole thing, like they just let the build up. Like this is one thing people don't get with the plugins, and I'm using the Kemper, so it's kind of the same deal, unless I have like the amp really cranked up or something. But nobody really works with it that way. It's that they record it in a studio and they just let the amps just friggin' feedback like crazy just to build an atmosphere.
Yep.
And like you gotta admit, that is cool. And it's kind of dead with like the plug-in thing. And when we edit DI, I understand that working with producers, they will do that. And I've been learning how to do that myself. But there's just something cool about like those loud amps somewhere and just going, they just let it kind of build an atmosphere before they come into this absolutely depressing song with some guy going, and you know, you don't even want like really much for high vocals. You almost want just like low baritone vocals.
I mean, My Dying Bride went a bit weird in mid-90s.
Yeah.
I'd call it art student music.
Yep.
Some supported Maiden in mid-90s. It were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've come across that kind of thing as well. That kind of student kind of music. Some of it's cool. Some of there's some music out there you hear. It's just pretentious kind of sounding. There's some. You know what's funny is I think those bands are actually way more depressing than something like Typo Negative, which was also like not really a happy band, but Typo has some like upbeat kind of sound.
Yeah.
To love a bit of Typo Negative.
I was never a big fan when they were around, but I remember in 2011, going into 2012, seeing a German girl that lived down in Dublin, so we went to see a Typo Negative cover band, and they were fucking incredible.
Yep,
absolutely incredible. And I realised just how many of their tunes that I did like.
Yep,
you know, they were actually really, really great songs.
Typo was also a band, like you listen to the records and like those are cool too, but they kind of like when they were recording these things, it's kind of like you have to record, get it as good as you can, and you have to live with it. And then I think they would think about it again, like, but we can do this better. And you hear some of the live versions of songs, like I'm going to use this song, I Love You to Death, as an example. Like it is good on the album, like 100%. It's a good song, but you hear it live, it's like, man, like there's one from there when they played Bizarre Festival. It's like, and Peter Steele is just bringing it live. Like he's playing, like there's just all this like super energy to this song where it took away from that like kind of like slow, depressing vibe where all of a sudden now it's like this very powerful thing.
Yep.
And when he was older, you could tell he was still drinking and still doing drugs, but his teeth are all of a sudden gone. Like he looks really gross. Like he's trashed at the show. He's throwing the wine bottle at people. He's pounding it, but he plays incredible. Like he might not be the most technical player, but like he's getting the bass to ring out by just pulling on the strap and just making noise, and he just. And when he sings, like the part is like, "Am I good enough for you?" It's almost like there was almost like he wasn't in the best shape, but like almost like this certain emotions like coming out when he's actually performing it in that way.
Yeah,
He was high energy when he was a little younger and a little healthier, but things had caught up with him, and there's almost like this. There's a sadness to it still, and he just amazing. Geez, what was that? I was like, is this my place or
no? It's the battery starting to go on our smoke detector.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, it's not mine, is it?
And no, and it's
Pete Steele for last few years of his life. Yeah, he went downhill pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, and he looked, and then he sobered up and then he died.
Yep,
pretty much, it's sad, but he didn't help himself.
No, we
Life
didn't.
on the road and stuff. And there was a great video by the Punk Rock MBA about him, but there was kind of wondering if there was kind of questions like, did he ever really want this lifestyle or not? Because I think at a point when he was doing Tybo Negative, he wanted to stay working at the park.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but like that lifestyle was like friggin' brutal on him. But the thing is that he was super, super great at music and
lyrics.
Kind of worked for him.
Lyrics were awesome.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he didn't plan on being a full-time musician or something, and maybe just completely failed at that idea of not being a full-time musician.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mohammed Suishimez of Necrophages, I said his name so wrong, I know. Like that was a band of this guy.
Yeah,
touring is brutal. Just being away is rough. He like Muhammad's like, oh, I don't plan on doing anything professionally. He has this like little band that ends up taking off, being like the tech death band that everybody still tries to be like, where the music still holds up. So sometimes people just don't succeed. That's one thing I tried to learn a few riffs from was Fermented Oval Discharge by Necrophages. Holy shit, is that hard? Also, what a lovely song. If I'm listening to that around work, I hope nobody's like, what are you listening to? I'm listening to Fermented Oval Discharge by Necrophages. Do you ever hear them before? They're really fun. Want to come over to my place for dinner later?
Yep. I used to love that about Cannibal Corpse's fucking titles.
Yeah.
Fucked with a knife.
The classic Cannibal Corpse ones. Entrails ripped from a virgin's cunt and all that kind of stuff.
It's funny was because that band scares the snot out of people, and George Fisher is like the most wholesome dude.
Yep.
He's like the opposite of what you'd think. He's like this big, burly looking fucking dude, and he's like, I like toys at Target.
Yep.
Yes.
I live for World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, I remember that interview. Yeah. It's funny because some of those bands that were like that brutal were kind of like, well, I don't know about what was the other guy, Paul or something from that band. Like he was the guy who got in trouble for like having like his place basically blow up and went like lost his mind. But like Pat, that was it. And he's in another band now though. Some of those guys they're almost like a lot of them like seem like normal, but then you get like blasts from me from Canada. Canada is supposed to be the place of like nice people and stuff. It's like, no, they got criminal records and can't travel to these certain countries. Like they're absolutely brutal people.
Yeah.
Oh, Dissection was from, I don't know where Dissection was from, but they were pretty bad too.
Who was it? Nick Nocturnal was interviewing Sean Crane from fucking Slipknot.
Yeah, Nick. I
and
know.
they just all they done was just sit and talk about fucking Minecraft.
Yeah. Nick Nocturnal. I don't know much of his stuff. I know he's a great player. He's kind of just more in the deathcore stuff, which I don't listen to a ton of outside of Born of
and prog. He likes a wee bit of prog as well.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody I just haven't connected with. I know I've met Ben Simon who knows him. I know Ben's wife Shayna because we actually worked together for a short time.
Ah, right.
Anyway, I know she said like Nick is a super nice guy. She always
He seems it.
So they have nothing but nice things to say about him. I know some of the internet guys we know, Rick Galvez and Daryl V. I know they were on Shredders of Metal with Nick Nocturnal at one point, or at least Rick was.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Nick has done incredibly well for himself in the online niche. Like I'm pretty sure he's got like 1 million subs on YouTube compared to my measly 2,000.
Same as Steve Terryberry as well.
I had to unsubscribe to Stevie. I respect Stevie like as a player, but his content got so aimed towards kids and it was so spastic.
Yep.
As people have said to me, like they've been on like calls with him and stuff too through like community. Like I know somebody who knows Herman Lee and stuff, and they said they were there and they said Stevie, when he's not on camera, is the opposite of that. Like he's very
Well, I know his fucking he does live with major fucking mental illness.
Yeah, he definitely. I don't know if he's like autistic or whatnot. Like he's a very talented young guy. Oh, he's actually a little older than me. He's a very talented guy, and he's very lucky to live in the era he does because it gave him a platform where he actually could, he can actually do this stuff and be successful. Because I don't know if that would have happened for somebody like him in another era of life, like maybe like in the 90s or something, unless like a band worked out or something. But I don't think he really liked touring or doing any of that kind of thing, because I think he's very much like he likes being by himself sometimes.
He does. He's kind of like myself. He struggles with like, he's not agoraphobic per se, but he's leaning more to agoraphobia, because he's just got that many anxiety issues. Because I remember he got offered the bass player's position in Dragon Force.
Yeah, he did.
He was their first choice apparently, and he was like, guys, I would fucking love to, but no chance that I can do that.
Yeah, it's that must have been a hard thing to have to turn down. Herman is apparently one of the coolest people too. They say
he seems it, man.
Whatever people say about like Dragon Force and maybe faking it and everything else, Herman himself actually seems like such a cool guy and no bullshit. Like he sounds like actually a really good dude. So I don't know Stevie, nor do I really heavily follow him, but I have heard some music by Stevie that I still actually like, even though they were kind of jokey songs. Not everyone was. Not all of his songs were jokey. Some of them were actually just regular music. He's very talented. He's very talented.
Oh, he is. I still rate. See his Super Mario theme. It is one of the best reworkings of any theme tune I've ever heard. It is so fucking well written.
Yeah, man. He's I don't know, some of his old stuff though, when he only put up before YouTube became what it is now, because now it's like a more game. And personally, I can't play a more game, but he started doing the more game, and it kind of made his content suck, which I'm just going to be straight up with it. A lot of it's too obnoxious, annoying. It feeds to a certain crowd of people that are a lot younger than me. But when he could do a video a month, he had awesome videos. They were funny, like metalcore song and some of the other ones he did when he was just doing something.
How to be goth and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like
I love that shit, man.
He did better when algorithms allowed him to have more time, because he had some funny crap. And his song Online Lover, that it was released through one of those like gent labels or metalcore labels. They did it on their channel. That song was hilarious. Like the video for it was funny. It was just straight up. I love it because it was a weird kind of humor that I understood. A lot of people are going to look at it like, oh my God, this guy is so weird. But it's the kind of thing that I 100% get, because it is weird and it's different. And it's just great to see that somebody's strange idea made it out into the world in some way that actually was great. And that's what where I actually like Stevie T. I just can't really handle some of the stuff he does now. That's just my honest opinion.
Well, some people are like that with even Glenn.
I like Glenn though.
Because, I mean, because, when he started, he wasn't doing the shouting thing. And then all of a sudden he started doing the shouting, and people are like, "Oh, I hate that! Stop shouting!" But I don't know. I like it.
You know what he does?
He had a good point about it though. If you went on screen and you just, if you were talking like this about a product, it's good. It's got these lovely lights on it, and you can just use the sliders and.
It's called character.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because now you can identify him to a topic as well as a person. You're like, that guy. Because I bet you in person, he's not like that.
No,
he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be really laid back.
I'm not going to mention his
quiet spoken.
Mr. Elliot. We don't. Yeah,
yes,
Mr. Elliot.
Yes.
Yeah, we
don't say the B word. Don't say the B word. Beetlejuice. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, he knows Glenn quite well because obviously he works with him. So all his stuff's on the Spectre Digital.
Yes.
He says, out of character, he's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's a lot of YouTube people, though? A lot of people on YouTube are like that.
Yeah.
The algorithms has messed up the people that are doing the channels.
Yeah.
Because the YouTube has forced people, especially people who are trying to make money from YouTube, it's forced them into becoming
parodies of themselves.
Yeah. It's you got to kind of.
Some of them aren't nice people. They come.
I know what you mean.
What I like about Glenn, is that with Glenn is that he kind of just presents topics whether people agree with him or not. I see people fight about it on Facebook. Stupid, can't say that. Well, I'll tell you one thing about pickups. And Glenn's not saying this because he's some superior being. He's been down the same path of well, I need these pickups and these pickups.
Exactly.
He's been down that hole, and in a room I have a set of Sir pickups. I'm not gonna lie, they sound freaking amazing, in the room. But I have enough guitars, and I was doing something one day, and two of the solos I did they were just reels on Instagram or something of different parts of this country song called "Drunk on a Plane." But one of the solos I recorded with a Solar A16 with just stock Duncan pickups, and the other one was done with. An Epiphone special Les Paul Special 2, one of the cheapest, heaviest hunks of guitar you could ever get.
Yeah.
It has a set of Demarzios in it, which I didn't really need to change, but the Demarzios were sitting in the house. So I think it was a fun project. I was like, oh, wait, I have this set of Demarzios. Maybe I should do something with them. And I can tell you one thing. Yeah, if you listen to that back, this is from my own experience. If I asked you, do you know what guitars these are? You wouldn't know. You can't tell.
That's what. Yeah, but it's like you were going to say earlier on. The one thing that people don't like about him is he points out the fact that the majority of guitarists spend money with their eyes.
Yep.
They judge with their eyes instead of actually judging it with their ears.
Yeah,
because I mean, he does. He's
monkeys what shoes.
No. I mean, he's pointing out the fact that they've just went and wasted their money on something that they could have spent, substantially less on and still get the same result. Just because they had shiny-itis. They've been shafted. Yeah.
Not even the actual one. Nice.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain things out there that I think are worth spending the money on. In a sense, I do think to a point, buying some guitars that are higher end actually is worth your time. And the reason I say that is because they're gonna have the longevity They're going to play right. Make sure they play good for you. Don't just be like, well, I need this high-end Les Paul. Well, try a bunch of guitars before you say, I need this Les Paul.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, like, it's the same thing. They're going to be like that. But when you pay for something that's actually quality, it means it's going to work for you if you take care of it. You know,
case in point, I have had a Cort G99 series bass. When I went in to buy a bass, I had my heart set in a Fender P, went in, tried the Fender P. It was through a Trace Elliott amp head, Trace Elliott 4x12. Tried it out, sounded gorgeous, and I was like, that's the one. And my mate Billy, he was working there at the time. He's now the manager, guitar.
Okay, I've heard of them. He says, don't touch the amp head, don't touch the volume, don't touch EQ, nothing. He came back in with the Cort, and he says, don't look at it. So I didn't look at it, turned my eyes away when he put it on me, and then he says, right, play. And I played the same thing, and the sound was just far better than the Fender P, and I looked at it, and I'm like, Cort? Never heard of them. Because this is way back in like 2002, 2003. So that's what I ended up with, and I never played anything else up until I got my Warwick rock bass, which is gorgeous. I've always wanted a Warwick. Yeah, Warwick.
So I've got that. But the one that I'm really getting my heart set on is a Dingwall NG3 5.
I've seen them, never played.
Going to have to pay through the fucking nose for it.
Yeah,
but it's not because it's worth a hell of a lot. It's because I know the reason that is priced so high is because it has gone through like so many fucking different processes to get that sound. It's the pickups are just monstrous. The necks are gorgeous. It's fan fret. The body's gorgeous. It's the paint jobs as well are gorgeous. Everything's quality tested to the hilt, and it's just that's the reason it's overpriced. It's not just for the sake of it. It's not because of a name on the top of it. It's because it's absolute fucking quality.
Yep.
And it's got a distinct, very, very distinct tone.
Sudden Waves just had a thing they were put up on Instagram not too long ago. They were saying we had to learn to listen to with their ears and not their eyes, and they were listening back to things like with the bass, and of course they were like they're kind of a Fender band when they play it, and played Vince's Fender a few times. It's an amazing Fender. But anyway, that's a guitar. But anyway, the bass and what they choose for the bass based on their ears, like the best sounding one, it was a Dingwall. Yeah.
Dingwalls are, and a lot of people immediately associate it with metal, but I'm on a sub to Dingwall's YouTube, so you see the amount of different bass players there playing different genres. That thing has so much fucking range and diversity to it for sound and tone. You can play jazz, you can play fucking blues.
Exactly, block.
And then you can have absolute killer metal tones or funk if you want, even.
Oh yeah. Just look at the prices. Yeah, they're pricey, but they're not as bad as like no,
they're not too bad.
Stuff. Like
the NG3, I think, is like NG3 5's like, I think 1900.
Okay, that's NG3 5 and bass guitar. That's the Nolly Get Good one. Yeah, it's well, this one's coming from the UK, but in Canadian pricing, it is $3,889. So it's going on $4,000. But you know what? You're getting the best of the best. Absolutely,
and they're all, as far as I know, they're all still handmade.
Yep. And one thing too is that it's going to last you a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of still playing with the thought sometimes of getting a Harley Benton 8-string. I had one here that I gave back to the owner. I'm just gonna say like I'm just looking at the comments here for trying to read your comments, not trying to ignore. But the thing is with some of the Harley Benton stuff is that people are like, yeah, but you can get this thing that's so cheap and it's just as good, but it's not just as good because they're using the cheapest woods, the most slapped together kind of thing. It's probably what I'm saying, contracted out through some like Chinese.
Oh yeah, they are.
Dealer. Like they can do something cool and they'll sell it for fairly cheap. And I have a Harley Benton cab, but I'm not gonna lie, it's a wicked cab for the money I paid for it. For what I do with it. Yes, you can do better, but is it bad? Hell no, it's great. I use it all the time. But the one thing with the Harley Benton 8-string I had, it was on the lower end of Harley Benton. All of a sudden you got a fret popping up on it because the wood's on it. They're not dried properly. It's build them fast, sell them quick.
Yeah.
And with the Dingwall, you're paying a lot of money, but you are paying for the details of that instrument. ESP, I was blown away by some of the ESP stuff I was playing. Some of the actual ESP branded, and the E2 was, I'm telling you, played just as good. You can see the drop goes to Edwards, and it was still a good guitar. They're still not cheap. Like they're not a cheap guitar, but they're a good guitar for the price point. They're like LTD, but in that range. And like, oh, this one was pretty cool. But once you get to E2, it's like that's the Japanese shop. You can tell they put the detail into it. But the actual ESP stuff, I think they go to the real fine details. And I played a custom shop, which was like probably like pushing, I think it was pushing or so, would be $9,000 by the time I'd ever pay for it, getting into the country. And I never played the guitar. It resonated so good. But you didn't need to go that far. Like the E2 stuff was simply amazing. But this one ESP was a custom shop snapper. It was so good. My friend's like, got to be the pickups in it. Dude, those pickups were only Seymour Duncan's. I could buy those tomorrow back home. Throw any guitar. Which is but that guitar was built so good. It played amazing. Just everything. The great thing about this store was it was an actual ESP store in Tokyo. Not the store that I was in the video, but a different one in Shibuya. And I remember the guy, most times you say something that expensive, they'd be like, don't touch it. Get away from it. Horrible. Keep your dirty, filthy mitts off it. Guy walks up to me with a phone. He doesn't speak English. He's like, if you want to try anything, let me know. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's try this. And he spends like 5 minutes getting it tuned up. Everything else. And that's just let you play it. Lee, you would be in heaven. You would.
Told you. Oh,
Lisa, if you're still watching the stream, which I think you are, if you ever take Lee to Tokyo to the guitar stores, just be prepared. You are going to be there for a while. I don't have any sympathy for you in that sense. It's going to be a great time. He will probably film content, so you'll be the camera.
Oh yeah, content will be filmed. Oops.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that blew me away. Like with that Court's actually like Ibanez, but it's like their budget version.
Yeah.
It's their budget range, and it's still kicked the ass out of this Fender Precision, and it's still in prime condition even to this day.
I've got to admit that Court 7-string I've got fucking plays amazing.
And this was like about, at the time, about £150 to £200 less than the Fender Precision.
Yep.
That I'd had my heart set on.
Yeah. I think you made the right decision. Court makes stuff for so many people, though. Like people are like, Court, but Court makes your hands have been on Court. If you played import instruments, Court has a good chance of made that instrument.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have their experience.
That was the good thing about having a mate. I mean, yes, my mate wanted to save me money as well, but at the same time, the ethic that they've got in guitar, I'm not a shell for them, by the way, but the ethic that they've got in there is they genuinely want the musician to walk away with the right instrument for them, because they're all musicians. I mean, they're all proper musicians that care.
Yep.
Generally, it's all musicians that work in guitar places anyway, but I mean, still, a lot of them will just try and sell you the most expensive piece of shit.
Yep.
But at least these guys aren't afraid to say, these guys aren't afraid to say, no, that Court, yes, it's about £200 to £300 less, we're going to lose money because you come in here looking for a fender precision and we've just told you this is better. But you're going to come back because they just saved you that amount of money.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
you know they care then. You know they care then.
Exactly. You say many look at pickups, but they never look at the exact position of the pickups. Bingo. Pay attention to that. You might not want to waste money on other pickups. Yeah, if you get something that's too far away from the bridge, especially in metal, it won't necessarily sound amazing. The Mockingbird Extreme was completely different beast after removing those effing Fishmans. I am not 100% sold on Fishmans. Like, I've played them where it's like, hey, these are good, and I've played them. It's like, I like the DiMarzios better because they're just regular passive pickups. A lot of people rave on about Fishmans, but like, I've played them and liked them, but played them and also like, I don't know.
I've only played one guitar that's got Fishmans in, and that's that Court, and them I do like.
It's gone both ways for me. So
see, I've got active on the. I always played passive pickups on every bass that I owned until I got that Warwick bass, and I have to admit, it does make a difference with that at least.
Yeah,
the bass, with bass, it really does make a big difference.
Yeah. Cleaner tones though too. So,
yeah.
And sometimes another thing too with pickups too is like how much punch do they have. I've seen these things called rail hammers, which I think are just way too freaking hot for. I'm sorry, but they might be a quality pickup, but they're just too damn hot. They just push way too much into an amp. I'm cool with like mid to high gain. That's good enough. I think that matters quite a bit. I put Seymour Duncan's in it. Might have been DiMarzio's as well, although I do like EMG 60. EMGs are decent, man. I always used to be like, oh, EMGs are sterile, blah, blah, blah. Then I played other EMGs. I'm like, I don't know what I was hating about these. I actually kind of dig them. So I'm not so worried about that. The one thing I will say when it comes to pickups, if I'm paying a lot of money for a guitar, please just put something good in it. Like, it really does. Like, it's just how we're kind of conditioned. I'm not gonna say wired, conditioned. Although Comparison makes their own pickups, puts it in guitars, and they're great pickups. But like, if I'm paying like a lot of money for something like a Strandberg, seeing that I had Sir pickups in it, and that Sir Thornbucker, it's in it's like the Pete Thornbucker. Oh, they're awesome. Like, they're very articulate. If you hear it like in a recording again, that's something else. It's not going to matter so much. Yeah. I do like some of them are made with like, quality. There's some cheap pickups that go microphonic very quick too. There's that. I will say there's definitely some reasons why you want to change them, or you want some really wicked color like hot green or hot pink and like, or lime green and hot pink and something like a black body to stick out. Yeah, that's when it's.
I think the sangria is kicking in.
Every fart is just a stuck poo's cry for help. Did you share that thing the other day? I saw one too, and I saved the meme, and I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna soon take off because I got other things to do. But I had a meme I saved on my phone, Lisa. I'll read it to you in 1 second. It says, "A fart is a lonesome cry of an imprisoned turd."
Yep, there you go.
I found this other one. It's a T-shirt, and it says something like, "See, I put it over here." It says, "It's a bad day to be my liver," and it shows the liver holding a glass of beer.
I dare say there's a few people like that after the expo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is there anything else good on here?
One or two people that's like you before, during, and after.
I went on online dating for a week, and I found this great one. I'm not going to put it up on the screen, and it just says the name was Seeking Donor. A goal of mine is to be parents. We're looking for a non-involved donor to help us start a family. I don't know if Hinge is the place I want to go to do that, but my question was at that point was I save a few of the screenshots because they're just kind of funny, but it's like, so which one are we doing? Like, I don't know. It's like, this is really weird. I'm like, I think you need to find a different way to go about this. I'm like, I'm not saying it was the wrong way, but I think there's a better way. My farts today are banned at the Geneva Convention. Dude, when I was at work today, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to just say it. I was like, I was in the afternoon, and I'm so glad the shits were happening the last 2 hours of the day, which takes a while because it's like, oh, good bathroom break to kill some time. Might get me in a phone signal. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So like, I just went once. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go again. I'm walking in this room looking for this guy. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I can almost feel it come back. I thought they're gonna think I'm just fucking off here after a while, but like really, like go. And I went into the small bathroom. I'm thinking, I'm glad nobody came by, hit the button to hold the door open, because I would have scared like half the people away. that fart had like some legitimate force behind it. I didn't trust it, man, because like, I don't want to be at my desk in that touching cloth, man. Like,
it had its own intention and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Are we in poop stories now? Is this where we're going? Because
it's all right. There's already been some earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you one. There was one time before COVID and stuff, and when we worked at office every day, and I always show up pretty early in the morning. This is before the cleaners got to the bathroom, and yeah, this one was, I got in there and somebody left this thing, and I refer to it as the serpent. It was like the girthiest fucking shit. I've never
seen like one of mine.
Yeah. But it was also like incredibly long. It went down into the bowl, came up and like out of the water, cocked around, went back in again. I'm pretty sure it was so big it was almost sentient. Like I was just going to
say, like I had one like that a few times. And you know, when you flush, you know, you make sure you look down to make sure that it's all going, and this thing's still sitting there looking at me, like, bobbing about. You know, it's just bobbing about a good 2 inches out of the water.
This had a
just bobbing around, looking at me like, flush again. Go on, I dare you, flush again.
This had a solid foundation. Like, it was not gonna go down. And I'm like, I'm getting out of this room. I don't want to be in the room with this thing. Like, what if it like bites me or something? I'd like, if I had to go so bad, imagine sitting there and knowing that's like right under your ass within like an inch. Or like touches the skin. Ooh. Fuck, I had to call in sick for the day. It was so bad. Like it was so unbelievably disgusting. I feel bad for the cleaner though. Like they had to come in. I just wonder if the cleaner has like, if they use like a plunger, or if they have like a paddle for breaking these things up. Like,
well, what they do is get a big hose and attach it to a jet wash and just fucking jet that thing away.
Yeah.
Some of mine, they need to put like 4 blocks under quarantine.
Yeah. That one was bad. This was the serpent. It was a legendary. It's probably an urban legend to some people that I've told it to, but I'm probably the most passionate person about the story. I'm sure the cleaners remember it though. It was fucked. Like, I don't know who left that there overnight, but definitely like the fucking poop bandit was definitely on the loose.
It was Elvis.
Yeah, exactly. Elvis came back.
And it was fermenting nicely.
Yeah. Like, he definitely had a blue suede poo drop off at the pond. The porcelain prison. Porcelain pool. I don't know. I could talk about this stuff for quite some time if we wanted to get into it. I had a new one. I used to text people like with the poop emoji count system, and so every emoji, if I was on the third poop of the day, I'd have like the third emoji up and I'd send it. And I used to have these things like I'd have like splashes with wolves or splash bandicoot, different names. I had one. I thought of a new one yesterday. It was called Nuclear Splash Records.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good one. Yeah, this conversation is shit. But what do you expect with me? Like, I'm like, I had a girl follow me on Instagram back like Christmas time. Like, we were talking at a party. There's a guy, his girlfriend that was there, and they found out that I thought the first time we came up with something, there was this dude that was there. It was really I'm gonna say he was very inebriated. This was like a year and some ago, and he was going on, and we were saying like, Pepto Bismol needs a mascot, and he's out of it, and he's just like, yeah, it'd be like a giant jar of diarrhea. And I was like, I know, we could call it the Stool-Aid Man. And I thought they were just laughing over in the corner, like just because it was awkward or something. And we're just like going, like nobody cares. But it turned out they like legitimately find poop hilarious too. So like, and when I saw them again, they're like, oh yeah, Stool-Aid Man. And like they remember this thing. We got talking. Eventually she's like, you have to follow me on Instagram so you can send me all the poop memes. So like I make sure I send her like all the poop memes. Corey's girlfriend, I sent her lots of poop memes too, or wife now. Sorry, Christian. We have a whole poop meme thing back and forth. There was another meme, but it was not about poop. But there was one. I don't think I sent it to you, Lee. I need to go find it. It was this dude. It was from some weird death metal band. I don't know what they're called, like Sanzibog or some shit. I don't know. They're a weird group of people. I need to find it. Where's the message at? It's probably here. Yeah, they're called Sanguisuabog, and they have this thing, this guy. And the caption is, my girlfriend getting ready for our dinner with her coworkers while I'm practicing gutturals on the toilet. I'm going to send it to you just in case you want to stream it to everybody. If you want to, I send it to you in your DMs. Because I laughed so hard at it. If you want to play it for the world.
Yeah. You sent it on Instagram.
Send it on Instagram, yeah.
Cool.
It's true, Lisa. Doesn't matter how old you are, they're always funny.
Oh, they're still funny.
Oh, Total Humor's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's my number 2 favorite kind of humor.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. I think you're waiting to stream this.
Yeah.
Oh, no sound. Turn the sound on, please.
No sound.
You gotta hit the sound button. It's muted at the bottom. Go to the bottom right. Bottom right of the bottom right of the go down, straight down. Oh. There you go.
Good.
I have a comment in there. I said this is my voice prompt on Hinge. The right person would understand why would be funny, but I thought it was fucking hilarious. I was crying, laughing in the chair. I was starting work, and I found this thing. I'm like, oh my! I was killing myself laughing at it. It's so dumb. And then I, for some reason, played it around my family the other night too. And my sister was not impressed at all with that reel. It was just like,
why?
And I was just crying, laughing. And there's also that other great meme I don't have on there, but it was it shows the girl she's taking a shit, and it's a drawing, and she's like, ew, and then it shows the poop in the toilet looking back at her, says, you liked me when I was cake.
Oh.
I remember seeing that the first time I was in bed, the first time I saw it, and I was literally in tears, just crying, laughing at that meme. It was just so friggin' ridiculous. All right. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I think I'm going to take off for tonight and get some guitar practice.
Yeah, we've been going for 3 hours. I think we'll call it to that.
See that. This was awesome, though. It was great to hang out with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
me on the stream to talk.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I think it's about time you did a stream on your channel.
Yes, we need to do that because I actually have a proper camera now. I need to bring the podcast back. I was talking to you. I was actually thinking about doing the podcast thing again. But I still have an actual camera for doing this and stuff. And I think it's time to start doing that again. I was just having a struggle getting people on there and just time and things like that. Yeah, it was sometimes like people say, "Oh yeah, I'll do it," and you go message them again, and they just leave you unseen. So you're kind of like, "Why am I bothering?" You know what I mean? So
I mean, I'm sure we could summon that person of unmentionable name.
Yeah,
he is online, by the way.
Oh,
he's on what?
I'm not
Online.
You're not getting me to say it.
I have no idea.
Does the summoning work if you type his name?
I don't know. I don't want to risk it.
Too late.
All right, I'm out of here, guys. You have an awesome night, right?
Right,
I'll
Brian.
see you later.
Have a good one, dude.
Have a good one, guys. Thanks again, Lee.
no worries.
And see you later to the chat too, because I did enjoy
block. Shh. Block. Shut up.
Damn
I
you.
not spelt it properly, so we're good. Yeah, I think we'll call it tonight. We've been going just over 3 hours. So,
You call it a night, I'm calling it a morning.
well, yeah, morning for us. You want to say your goodbyes, Matt?
Yeah. No, it's been another eclectic show again.
Yeah.
A few different faces in tonight as well, which make a nice change.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't expect to see Shrek in it.
No.
I'm not that I'm saying he shouldn't come in here. I'm just saying I didn't expect it to be his scene, type thing. But that's cool. Always good. Yeah. I hope everyone has a good time the rest of the week. Unfortunately, it's only Wednesday, so the weekend's ages away. But
You're past the worst of it.
That's what you think.
Look, he's got an Irish woman to upset for the rest of the week, so he's
That's going to end well, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a field out the back. I'm going to end up buried.
Nice.
Right, that's all from me, and I'll hand over to G.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. I had a bloody good weekend, and met up with the evil wizard himself and Lisa the beer wench. That was good. But keep your eyes out, folks. I'm going to be doing stuff on my Twitch channel. One Man Stands. Big G.
Oh.
And I'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for Brian for popping in. Always good to see Brian. And we'll catch you in a few. Thanks for coming. Keep it loud. Keep it heavy.